Sweet. Is the camera rolling as well?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Yo, yeah, this is episode 3 for the podcast. Yeah. So,
I get confused.
yeah, no, same with the episodes. Yeah, because there's so many edits as well. Yeah. Like,
We'll just call it 3 for now.
Yeah. I think it is 3.
Yeah.
Yo.
Either way, we can edit it out or just leave it in. Who cares? Fuck at this point. But we
Say
didn't. But we don't even have a name for it or anything. Yeah, fuck it out.
Yo,
But yeah, so we got Snowman, James. Yeah.
Sup, everybody? Sup?
Yeah, man.
the infamous snowman. The bill.
Yeah, man. Yeah, James. Yeah. If you wanna explain like whereabouts you're from and that.
Yep. So, my name is James. My artist name is Snowman. Originally from Tonga, but reside in South Auckland, Mangu. Yeah.
Yo. Mangele. Yeah, man.
Semi-side say, you know what it is? Yeah.
Stuff mangroves.
That's right.
Still.
After we was
The food there is still shit.
Nah, hey, they still shit, people's the shit, but man, South
still
Auckland the
good
shit there.
Yo.
But yeah, so, that's me.
Yeah. Whoa, what stuff did you guys get up to today?
Same shit, bro. Yeah. Went for a skate again. Didn't see my little dumpling. I didn't see her.
Oh, jeez.
I saw this other chick though. It's like little fucking cute. You know those like, I say fucking trendy, like Instagram where they wear like the baggy jeans and then the white shirt and the zipper hoodie, half zipper.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, that's
Are those like the OT ones?
I swear.
Or like in
yeah.
between?
My sister a while ago, she was like asking me about indie fashion and shit.
Yeah.
And so I told her about it, and then she's like, "Oh, I thought this was indie." And she looks up indie fashion on Google.
Yeah.
And it comes up with a bunch of shit like that. I was like,
Oh, what the fuck?
that's not indie. But yeah, I seen this like cute little fucking coconut. I don't know. I love shit, man. Like that. But yeah, same story, Rex. Just trying to land a trick and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Surely one day you'll
I
have
wanna
dumpling.
tell
Surely one day
Yeah,
you find
just
that Asian little
another
dumpling.
fucking.
That little dumpling was.
Yo,
That'd be
man.
a full course meal with that.
Pull up a Chucky Chan or something.
Get a bit of a pork bun on the side.
Oh, pork bun.
Kimchi.
Yo, come
You know,
shit.
sushi.
A whole fucking
From
platter.
wasabi or something.
I got options.
Got like a soya sauce or something.
Wasabi. Just for a little spicy.
Some sesame seeds. Yeah,
And then you got miso noodles.
You want the chosen one?
And then you.
yum noodles.
What about you?
Oh, me.
What you get up to?
Like today or this week? I'll just say today, but not just today. Fuck, just doing just my normal shit. Just trying to jump on the forex stuff. I got the Surface Pro, so now like everything's way easier. I'm able to like accomplish more things. And I went to my niece's house just to see what they're up to because my parents are sleeping with them because my sister's working in there, and so need to take care of my niece. She's a bit too young.
So who's at yours?
Actually no one right now. I think my sisters went for a drive again. I don't know where the hell
shit.
they are. They probably went to BK just to go on the drive-through.
Just to wait in line.
Just to wait in line. It's one of those ones. But I went to my niece's house today and fuck, I remember I cracked up because I was like actually kind of pissed at her like a little bit because like I hadn't seen her in a while, and like my sister and her, they like do like dances and shit. Hey, and then
Like TikTok trick?
yeah, like but she's just dancing normal, just being a kid. Eh?
Yeah.
And and I remember we were leaving, and then she's saying bye auntie, bye uncle, and she's like starts like shaking, like twerking or something, and I look at her, and then my sister, it's on her story and shit, and like you can see her, she's doing it, and I'm like, yo, get your ass inside, like fuck, hurry up, get your ass inside, like, I think
How is your niece?
she's 4.
Oh, very.
She's growing up way too fast, and like, and that's where I kind of like stepped in there just to like fucking give her like, not to give her a handy, but like
Just like a little
not that it's
talk.
as hooch, but like just
You wanna twerk?
nah, it's like don't let man, you better too excited, no, but all good, but Yes, just have to discipline her sometimes. Eh? Hey man. Yeah, I just find that I have to discipline her sometimes. Like, she's always like on the iPad and shit. She's like not like really engaged in doing like chores, but she doesn't have to be. But it's just nice that she's like around and shit.
Yeah.
So, and like when we buy her food and she's hungry and we get her food, and then all of a sudden, oh, now I want to play. Now get your ass on the table, go eat something.
Yeah.
And so I still slap her head and stuff. My grandparents still love her, like they would do that to her. So and plus she doesn't have a father figure in her house, so someone has to do with it.
Yeah.
And I love her to bits, but I just want to make sure that, like, just like you said, that she looks at me like as a trustworthy figure, that like I'm gonna put her on the right path, but also like be there for her and have fun with her at the same time. So
Yeah.
that's why every time they go see my niece, I'm like, yo, I'm keen to pull up. I don't care if I'm tired, I'll just go there. Because being around her like gives me peace, kind of.
Yeah.
You know.
Kids in general.
Kids in general, and
do
like,
something to you.
they do something.
Yeah.
They like they give me.
They're like innocent energy.
Innocent, and it's like kind of therapeutic to me, just in a way. No, yeah, that's all I got up to today.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Get up to much?
No, nothing much. Yeah. Just chilling. Yeah. Just caught up with like the birds and that. Yeah. Just basically you. Yeah. Just caught up with you. Caught up with Josh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was with Josh today. Yeah.
I drove past the house here because we were just driving home, and I look and I just see your car, and I was like, oh gee, called you on the phone there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, yo. Oh, today? Yeah, nothing much. I was just driving around everywhere. I went like west, north, came back south. But I just went to go clean the inside of my car out St. Luke's.
Is it
yeah,
like a nice car wash thing? Or
Yeah, man.
It's just right outside the.
Across from the mall. And
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I just went there to go clean the inside, and then I was gonna come back to Southmore to clean the outside of the car. So yeah. Yo, no, honestly, God, yeah, I was just driving around there. I was listening to Nelly and stuff. Here, just
Nelly?
yeah, man.
He's the guy that had the plaster on his face. Eh?
Yeah, man. Yo,
What was Nelly there? And then Sway Lee did that as well, eh? At one point, he had like a plaster on his face.
Oh gee, I forgot about those things.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people had some weird accessories back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yo.
man. They're really experimental, especially in the
it
80s. 80s was real experimental
Yeah.
with cars, bro.
Yeah, even
house.
expressive at that.
Yeah, man. Furniture, clothes, everything, man, was so different. But yeah,
That's the X Factor.
Man, that'd be crazy to live in the 80s, eh?
yeah, man.
Just like the way that their hairstyles were, their clothing, the
For
way.
like a week.
Oh, dude.
For like a
I
week,
don't
you
even
want
know
to
for a
experience
week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or maybe even like a day, like a week max.
I'll say,
Well, it's 'cause-
I'll say 3 days.
3 days?
Yeah,
3 days.
I
Be
fucking
in the
love the
90s.
80s.
Like either the 90s or the 20s. Like 1920s where everyone was rolling around in suits and that.
Well, 1920s.
Proper. Like,
Wait, was 1920s? They had like the horses,
yeah, man.
and they were like,
Oh, carriages and shit.
yeah, the carriages. Yeah.
Oh gee, those ones.
Just like to get back to that real nomadic, simple way
Yeah.
of living. Where you had to do like, where turning on the water meant you had to go up a hill and fetch a pail of
If
water.
you wanted to talk to someone, you got to see them face to
Exactly.
face. Type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Just something like that.
to get show your own head.
I've seen this buzzy ass photo of Queen Street from like 1920 or
Bro, it
something.
looks
Like
crazy.
1930.
Yeah.
It's just like it looked like some Wild West stuff. Eh? So gravel
shit.
road and shit, and then carriages and everything like that. Constant top hats walking past.
Oh, what the fuck?
Charlie Chaplin somewhere in the back. It was buzzy ass.
With the moustaches and everything.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck?
Clint Eastwood just walks out the bar.
Walks out of one.
Back my day.
I probably want to go back to like medieval times. Eh?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I want to go back to medieval times.
I'm just thinking of Clint. I'm thinking of Clint Eastwood, and he comes out with VBA. Oh, baby, right.
Long neck baby to start the day.
Crack open a long neck of baby.
So you know in the morning it's a fucking baby.
Fuck, they call like fucking meat pies over there like something weird. They call it a horse's eye and something. I remember. Like, I remember we were learning slang in our class, like back when I was in Australia, and they said like, what does, we had to like kind of like tell them what the slang kind of meant. Like we had to guess it, and it was like horse's eye with pig's blood or something, and it was I think what it was is that because we were just trying to like decipher it, we're like, oh fuck, what can it be?
Biblical meaning.
Yo, some biblical meaning, eh? And it's like, oh nah, it's just a meat pie with tomato sauce.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what the fuck? Like,
Just call it a pie and sauce.
Yo,
yo,
what the
Why you
heck?
gotta write
Some
it?
rich people want to be like very extra. when
Yo.
they say it.
yo, I tell you,
What language is that?
fuck out of energy.
Portuguese.
Fucking babies.
Fucking baby.
BB and they.
And Pig Latin was massive over there as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Pig Latin, yeah.
Akabe.
Yeah, I remember my cousins teaching me that like in 2012.
Yo.
And like, I saw them rocking TNs. I don't even know what the fuck TNs were.
Yeah.
But they were like, fuck, it was like cracker bells, like color waves and stuff. It was like those baby blue and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
And that shit,
yeah.
yeah, man. It was crack. I was like, what the fuck? And they're just always talking about it. Oh, yeah, I just got the new TNs. Yo, Eshe, yo. What the fuck? But I don't understand the thing. And then, you know, later on, everyone started rocking it. Like, I started understanding it like a year or two ago. So, oh, shit.
TNs is like, I used to be on this like, it was like 2014 or some shit.
Yeah.
This like, this Facebook page called TN Talk.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was kind of small at the time. I mean, everyone that was in it was just like these weird fucking like fashionista kind of thing.
Fuck.
And like, cause, do you remember Young Lee?
Yeah.
He was like, cause you know how like their Europe fashion is real different to
Yeah.
here and stuff.
Mm.
So, and like European fashion at the time, they had TNs in it for some reason. Like TNs
Oh,
are a
shit.
big part of European fashion. Like no correlation to Aussie, but for some reason they both had TNs.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think so. Young Lean fans ended up adopting European fashion, and then TN motherfuckers were born and shit. And then they made like these Facebook pages and stuff, and bro, the memes on there, because it was TN Talk, but it was just Aussie and NZ.
Oh,
And the
shit.
Aussies, G, they posted the funniest memes, bro. Honest to God, G. Like, you know how fucking crack up Aussies are and stuff.
Yo.
Yeah.
So it's just Aussies and TNs, bro. It's crack up as fuck, G. Constantly, like, I don't know, posting weird ass pictures. Like, there was a picture of a guy, he was like asking for the price, like, how much would you sell, or how much would you buy the TNs that he was wearing?
Yeah.
And he was like, he had the TNs on, but he was like butt naked, the rest just making his misses or some shit.
Oh.
Yo, G, they were like,
Shame
they were
on.
crack up ass, G. Swear to God, like,
Local
there was one on some guy like, yeah, G, like that kind of stuff. There's
Yeah.
been a thing, like there
Yeah.
was one of some guy getting like some dumbass tattoo, and he was wearing TNs and shit, and comments were just cracking up, they like fucking doing that like shit like that. Bro, what?
just full of Spaniards.
G, yeah.
It's
Young lean Spaniards, G. This weird little breed of fucking
weird breed, them motherfuckers.
Yeah. How was it? What was the culture like when you were living in Mount Druitt?
Oh man, no, got to think about it, eh? It was well, actually if I back then, but I didn't notice like the TNs and that shit because I think I was too young at the time. All I really cared about was going to school and not getting hidings from my parents. Eh? That's all I ever cared about, eh?
Facts.
Get my ass into school, stay out of trouble. If I ever got detention, try and hide it in any way I possibly could.
Did it ever work? Did you ever get away with it or not?
Yeah, I got away with it, but it was so stupid, eh? Like, I was meant to catch the bus and shit. I missed the buses, so I ended up walking all the way home, eh? And it was like a fucking 10k walk
Yeah.
just to get to my. And I had to walk up hills, down hills, and fuck, it was ugly, yeah. But yeah, I wasn't really outside like that, eh? But fuck, I heard the parties used to be fucking crazy. Like, when you get into high school, bro,
Bro, they got like schoolies.
schoolies and shit. Like, bro, like there was people in my year, and I was in year 7 at the time, so that's the beginning of high school when you're in Australia, and fuck, motherfuckers were going to parties and shit, trying to get lit and shit, and fuck, it was just like, what the fuck, bro? Such a priority straight, man.
Yeah. Facts.
But it is what it is, eh?
Yeah.
But it wasn't really that much, eh?
Yeah, there was this girl I knew in like school. She had a mad crush on one of like my best mates at the time.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then she moved to Oz, and for some reason I like kept in contact with her. And she's like 15 or something at the time.
Yeah.
She was a year younger than me, so I was 16. She just like be telling me about all the shit that they got up to. Like, schoolies, fucking cunts on cat, G.
Yeah.
Like,
Cat
at the
was a
beach,
big thing.
Like
What the
a
fuck?
bunch of 15-year-old, like thousands of them.
Yeah.
Half of them on cat, other half on like whites and that.
Fuck.
15-year-old.
geeking some.
Yo, and they're like, yo, no, this is the way. Yeah.
They're party animals, I swear to God, G.
This is my life.
Yeah, dude. I was like, bro, you guys are wild.
Yeah, that's
Snort on
crazy.
live, that's what they do, eh?
What about you, though? What did you get up to?
Today, just driving all over the place,
Yeah.
just doing errands for my grandma. Went to go drop off a cake to my auntie that stays out in Word.
Oh,
was her
yeah.
birthday or something?
Yeah, she's turning 88 today.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Happy
Oh.
birthday, yeah.
Yes.
So,
Blessings, bro.
plus, we think that this might be her last.
Sure.
So it's like, fuck, you
Or
know.
one of the last, if anything.
Yeah.
So.
So we're treating it like it's her last.
Yeah.
Pray it's not. But we're just trying to do as much as we can during this lockdown. But
Yeah.
besides that, just made some dinner. And yeah, now I'm here, kicking grease.
Nice, nice.
Sounds like a soul.
Bro, crazy.
I wanted to ask you.
Okay, I knew you were like.
It's question time.
So, so there's a couple questions.
Okay.
The first one was like,
Rebates.
do you remember? It was like last year or 2 years ago or something.
Oh, was this?
When you did the first podcast with like
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, in here.
Yeah, with Lace,
Yeah.
Lace
Yeah.
Lanky.
and like at the time we were talking about the no-fap thing.
Religion,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to see where's your stance on it now, if it's changed in that, whether you still engage in that kind of stuff or something.
I'll be straight up, G. I haven't engaged in it this
I was talking
That's
to Jules
real.
about
That's
that.
real.
No,
That's
I'll
real.
be straight up, G. I caked it, but it's not as like fucked up as it used to be. Shit. Like before lockdown, I was like all good. I was like maintaining and shit. But once lockdown came, I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Free time
Like-
in that day.
Free time and that, and also this week, like with training and all that shit that we've been doing with the boys.
Yeah.
Per testosterone levels have been rising. Yeah, this is just I've been.
You gotta release
I gotta, bro.
Not for
It's
me.
just a struggle, eh? But
Yeah.
like.
Why don't you get back to those meetups, bro?
Yo, of course, but
He,
gee, I've been like way too busy and shit,
Not you.
that's the one.
and just like trying to sort out my shit, eh?
Yeah.
Because there's been like thoughts in my head about like there's thoughts I don't want to think about with the way that how my parents are old. Like my sister was talking about it, and she was saying, "Oh, gee, our dad's birthday is next week, and my dad's 62," and it's just like, damn, like. She told us that like uncle from Samoa died and he was like 65, and I was like, oh, holy heck, like I got to get onto my shit, just to suss myself out, and because the only thing I want to do is like for my family really is when my dad hits his deathbed or my mom hits her deathbed, I want them to die and not worry about us. Like they look at us and we're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
That's what drives me. So that's why I haven't been on that that meetup shit. But with the no-fap, G, like I'm not gonna lie, G, there's been days I feel like when I'm not on it or when I'm on it, G, I feel like a fucking god, I feel like a beast, and then when I do it, G, I still feel like it, but not as much. Like you know what I'm saying?
Like a
Just
little
like-
beast.
Turned it down a little.
Yeah, I was just turned down a little bit.
So that's all
Like I
full
walk around like a god, but then when I'm on it, G, I walk around like a conqueror, G, and and I've been actually reading into that, like conquerors, Like I don't know why it's been a phase I've been on right now.
Like
Old
throughout
conquerors,
history.
yeah, like the
Alexander and stuff.
like the Alexanders and the Genghis Khans.
Yeah,
and
Genghis
the,
Khan.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan was someone I was really interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with the way that he was young and he dominated like basically Asia, really, to be quite honest. And it was buzzing that this conqueror was ruthless, but he also had like ethics and morals in the way he ran the towns,
Right.
Like he
Never
like
hear
sort-
about that party.
yeah, like he sorted out politics and he sorted out things, and he sussed it. I forgot like a little bit, but he handled like situations like pretty well. Like he'd go into other places, he'd invade them, he'd pillage them and all of that, and ruthlessly kill anyone and use like ruthless tactics. But then, like once everything was settled, he'd sort out the politics and the economy, and the town would be fully functional. So no one had to believe in a certain religion. No one had to do that.
Oh, true.
Like when he invaded other places, like he let the religions be them, but like you're just under me. That's all.
Yeah.
So that's why I really fucked with Genghis Khan.
That's
And he was a
possible,
young,
yeah.
he was young at the time where he had to up the mantle because what happened was his father went to like one of the it was Mongolian
Mongolians.
no, yeah, Mongolians, because he was a Mongolian.
Yeah.
And like went to another chief tribe, and like the dad had dinner with the other chief, eh? And what had happened was is that he ate the food, but it was poisoned, so the dude died. And so what happened was Genghis Khan was young. I'm not sure. I think he was like maybe 8 to 10, like just really young, eh?
Yeah.
And he had to like uphold the mantle, eh, of
was he
having
the
to
bloodline?
lead the. Yeah, he was the bloodline. So his dad was the chief, and he was the next in line. But people thought that he was way too young. But then like he had a fight with like this other guy who was gonna take it, who was like slightly older than him.
Yeah.
He'd get pushed around and all of that, and what had happened was he grabbed a knife and he just killed the dude, and it was his brother.
Oh, shit.
Because
Oh,
like
wow.
the brother was older than him, so he just killed him, man.
Yeah.
And then he just went around to the village. Yo, I killed this guy. I'll run this. I'm running
the
this
guy,
now,
man.
man.
And look at me.
He's
And
like,
after that, he just started like just going around, dominating just the area, and then getting revenge for his dad, and then just expanding the empire. And fuck, to be quite honest, bro, the empire was fucking massive.
Yeah.
So that's why I consider Genghis Khan to be like the top conqueror, Alexander, Constantine, and all of this shit. But that's what I've been looking.
Yeah.
That's what I've been looking into. Just
True.
conquerors, eh?
Yeah.
Just trying to get my mentality straight. Eh? Like
Nah, I feel that.
like how did they look on life? Like how did they pursue goals and ambitions?
Yeah.
And how did they like lead their life?
Yeah.
And what made them so successful in what they did, which was conquering and pillaging lands, eh?
Yeah.
So that's like the mentality I've been
Yeah,
kind of
nah,
on.
I'll fuck with that thing. That'd be a real interesting one to read into, to be honest. Like, see what makes their heads tick and shit.
Yeah, but to be honest, bro, I don't feel like a conqueror lately since that. Nah,
Cause you
But-
busted in.
I busted us.
busted on the village, eh?
Busted on all the villages. The villagers left my. So,
Wait, was this before you got the surface, bro?
no.
It was wild. You were getting it.
That was the something
No,
line
before I
names.
actually got the surface pro. So I think it was.
So if your stocks go down, man. You know where to look, eh?
My stocks went down. You just know.
Ah, there it is. I see it.
You put it on the blankets and that.
You know where the Mongolians are at, mate?
None of that too. None of that.
Okay, good.
But yeah, is that the only question you had? Really?
Nah. Honestly, what do you think of it? You know about the no-fap stuff?
I've heard of it, and like,
like why people do it and that?
yeah. Oh, from my personal experience, it's like, fuck. I've been fucking handling soldiers since I knew how to do it. Like, you know, when you have that talk back in high school and that, and like, you know, people was like,
What talk is that?
oh, 6'8", brother. It's
Oh,
the best
yeah,
class,
yeah,
best
yeah,
class
yeah,
in the
yeah,
world,
yeah,
man.
I don't think last I had that one.
We had those, bro.
Bro, those are the best classes. Probably the only class I paid attention fully. But
Yeah.
just with that no-fap religion, like, me personally, it's healthy to, you know, release all of that shit.
Yeah.
It's because then some people, they're good at channeling that kind of like outlet, like trying to find an outlet to let out that stress or let
You mean like
that-
getting girls?
getting girls, or like they find another way to do it. Like, for example,
way.
her. You could get girls, you could like substitute it with like reading and that, something that's like somewhat the same euphoric feeling to fapping, vice versa, sort of. So like finding something to replace it.
Yeah.
So like me as playing video games.
Yeah.
So that's my way of replacing it. And then when I do get that itch, I'm like, head up the beach,
Yeah.
But I'd say it's different to how I was when I was younger. Because when I was younger, of course I didn't have the same freedom, so I couldn't like go to girls and that.
Yeah.
And girls couldn't come to me. But as I got older and that, and then I don't know, times have changed. Like I'll probably say that I probably don't fap or do that fap religion thing seriously, but I noticed that like when you don't do it for like a week or a couple of days, you feel like, I don't know if this happens to you, but I get like good luck.
Yeah.
That's that you bring that up.
Yeah.
I
That was
call
the
it good
reason
luck,
why.
G. I call it good luck.
Yeah.
But when I actually like fap, literally the next day, G, I had the most shittest day ever, G.
Yeah.
And bro, I tell mine, G, I was like, G, bro, I call it bad luck because that's literally what happens at the end of it.
Fucking caked it.
Yo, I was just
Yeah,
like,
man.
bro, fuck, my day's fucked.
What's like some of the fortune that came your ways? Because I heard about some of these guys.
Oh, G, bro, like just like the littlest things, like knocking over a drink or like dropping a glass or like my interaction with someone ends up getting real sour all of a sudden.
True.
It's just like little things that like would happen.
Daily life stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I'll just be like, boom, you're on a misfortune for the day, and then
Right.
you're like, oh. But yeah, that's like the way the way I experienced it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's buzzy because I was just gonna mention that.
Yeah.
Because like Lace and I kind of dabbled on the no-fap thing. Like Lace introduced me to it and stuff, and he told me his reasons why. And then when we were doing it, long story short, like good shit was happening in that. And then like whenever we did like bust or whatever, like fap and shit, like bad shit would happen. And then it reminded me of back when I was 14, and then we talked about it back then.
Yeah.
And yeah, you called it bad luck in that.
Yeah, I
And
call it
then,
bad
like,
luck.
yeah, man. And I remember as well, like when I was younger, like at 14, I was like with my ex and that. And then whenever I did like fap and shit, like fucking, we had like the meanest arguments, like I was ugly ass and shit. And then whenever I didn't do it, bro, no arguments at all. Everything was like all good,
Yeah.
which was crazy because every time like it happened, it was just instant like arguments. Like what the fuck, like.
As soon as you finish, you get a text.
Bro, the worst one was so
I
like
hate it
flipping, I did it and then so like I got a call. Oh yeah, I think I'm about moving to Sai. I was like, what the fuck?
Gee, I want it back.
Grabbing it all like,
Honest to God, man, bro, I was, bro,
This one's G. Just grabbing the thing. I need it back. You're not leaving me.
honestly, God, man, it was so cracker because so like, she called me and I was in the bathroom.
Like washing it off.
I was like in the bathroom.
with the shade.
Not the ones going down the pipe. Fuck.
Oh man, it's fucking disgusting, man. What the fuck? And then, but after, cause you know the feeling like,
Yeah.
instantly, like the split second feel good, split second, oh shit, I feel like shit.
Was it worth it?
After the call, man, I didn't feel like it was worth it. But like, yeah, nah, fuck that.
Fuck, man.
I'm moving to side. So what? Wait.
Please come back.
She was like, oh, yeah, I'm moving over just to, you know, I have to look after my nana.
Oh.
Well, they moved to south.
Just bring her over here, man.
And then the next day I didn't do it, and then she go back and say, oh, no, yeah, I'm staying because of you, eh? Oh, son, what the fuck?
I'm not doing that again.
Right, yo, I was like, I'm never doing it again. 2 days later. And then another argument, eh? Oh, man, so ugly, man. Yeah, that was like my early experiences with that shit. I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know if you guys did, but I remember, bro, I first found out about porn when I was in primary school.
Yo, same.
Bro, I think I was like 7 or 8. Yeah, and then my mate, he told me to search up fuck games in. So like, so this is what happened. I searched it up. I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? So this is so new to me, seeing like all this shit. And then there was a game. It was Aladdin, eh? So at my old house. Then, at my old house here. So the PC was in my parents' room, eh? So I decided go into my parents' room and play fucking MJ. And I played the Aladdin one. And fuck it's Jasmine and the genie. and like the genie comes out the bottle. You know how the genie's in a bottle and the bottom part goes thin, but like it was a dicky. And so like he was fucking jazzed with this shit. I'm just watching it there. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Like floating and the fucking lamp was like.
Yeah, but no, dude, there was no lamp here. It was just fucking.
It was just like in the
Yo, it was just the thing at the bottom, and they're fucking in that. My mom walks into the room, but I'm like. I start fucking. I went ninja mode. I went.
Reaching for the plug and everything.
Like, I like fucking. Well, my mom walks in. She's like, "Yo, what was that? What was that?" And about instantly, I was like, "It's a virus, man! It's a virus!" I was playing games and then it just happened. Like the virus. What the fuck? And then, I still thank God to this day because what happened was I tried to delete the history. I didn't have time, but my mom was talking to me. While my mom was lecturing me, fucking the genie and Jasmine were still fucking. Like, so I look at the screen, I panic.
Looking.
Oh yeah.
So it's a virus. I swear. It's a virus.
So mom lectures me here, and I panic and I just pull out the plug. Mom puts the plug back in, and she turns it on, and she said, if it's on the history, then like yeah, I was gonna get her hiding in. But I still thank God to this day because she turns on the PC, opens up the history, all gone. Everything's blank. So that's my testimony for today.
That's honest.
Gee.
Okay,
I think, just a question, has anyone here been napped by a parent for porn?
Yeah.
But
I think everybody has.
what's your funniest like
Well,
encounter?
tell you.
Which one is this?
Like,
It's when she called the.
Oh yeah, bro.
Is it gonna be one of those
My
ones?
mum is like, bro. She's like, I don't know. She's next level, like serious ass. So I got caught. I wasn't watching it, but she'd gone through my phone and she'd seen some shit. I can't remember what it was, but there's just some porn on there, and they're like, fucking. I went to school. Well, like while I went to school, she'd seen it, something like that. And I come back home and she's like lecturing me and shit, all of this kind of stuff. And she's like, "What the fuck is this on your phone? Like you're fucking 14 years old, some shit like that." And then I was just sitting there, I was like, I fucking felt bad and shit like that. And then she's like, "Yeah, I called the cops and blah blah." I was like, "Hey, no. Wait, she's like, "The cops are on their way." And I was like, wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, I went to the police station. She didn't even call the MG. She went to the police station, actually told some cops and shit, and then like fucking waited for me to finish school and come home and that. So I came home, like she's lecturing me and shit like that. She's like, "Yeah, the cops are on their way right now. They're gonna be here in like 20 minutes or some shit like that." So I was like, "Oh fuck, this is embarrassing ass." I hopped in the shower, G. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna have like a 3-hour shower. I just stayed in there, G, for ages, and like I think I was in there for a good 40 minutes. My mom was yelling like, "Get the fuck down here, blah blah blah." I'm not finished yet. Hadn't even turned the shower on and shit. I opened the window, G, and there's cop cars outside the house and everything, and they're like, and I could hear her downstairs talking to like a constable, some shit like that, at the front door and stuff. I was like, "Oh yeah, God, I'll check that." I just closed the door, went and had another shower. She's like, "Fuck this, bro. I'm not doing that." Yo, my mom's a fucking funny chick, bro.
So I was to talk with the cops.
Fuck.
Oh, G, that's actually talking to the cops.
Yeah, G, they came back like later on. I can't remember exactly what was said, but like I was talking to the guy. There was a guy and a girl, G. That was the most embarrassing part. Yeah, and like the girl was trying to give me sex ed shit. I was like, "Bro, shut up, G." And then the guy, he was like leaned over like this and talking to me. He's like, "Oh, you're 14 years old. You can't be doing stuff." And like you could tell he was trying not to laugh and shit. He was like, bro, imagine what's going through his head. He's like, "I'm a cop. I fucking signed up to save the baddies and all that. I'm here talking to this fucking 14-year-old kid about some Bella Anderson shit." And you can see it like a little in his smile. He's like, I'm just sitting there like,
She's got that smirky.
fuck, yo.
Okay. He knows who Bella Anderson is. That's why he was like, "I know Bella Anderson."
He probably went out and shit afterwards, like, fuck, did some research himself.
Fuck. Started questioning his own kids.
That was sick, bro. I forgot about it. That's one of those suppressed memories, bro. So embarrassing, bro.
Yo.
Yeah, I feel bad. But, yeah, how about you guys?
But
What
Yeah,
was
your
your guys'
turn,
experience?
Next question.
Gotta let them.
no. Fuck, I actually got napped at a really young age.
True.
Like, I'm saying, like, when I was like 4, 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like, so what happened was, yeah, so this is gonna be pretty crack up, but my old man, he's a fall bro, and like, when he got porn, like, he would like collect it and put it in my mum's drawer.
Like magazines? Or?
Yeah, like magazines and shit.
Oh, wow.
So this was back when, like,
This is old school.
if you wanted DVDs, you had to like open up like a mag
it's
and
like
then
a
like look at all the
page posters
yo,
and shit like that.
like those kind of things, and then like have like catalogs for like the DVDs and shit.
Yeah.
So I found that.
those numbers at the back of the magazine.
Oh, man.
Nah, I never did. I like be fucking sifting through them, being like, what's that? Oh wait, 100 G. These are all like.
I actually got a story for that. I actually called like do you remember back in like in the early 2000s when C4 was still on?
yeah.
Do you remember on Channel 4 like after 12?
Yeah,
And
there's
used
like
to have,
after
like,
hours type
yeah,
shit.
and they had like girls be like, call us now.
Yeah.
So what I did was I stayed up and like I was like, alright, shoot. I called them. As soon as it started ringing, like I was like, oh my god. And as soon as I heard someone say hello, I turned it up straight away.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. But like that same situation was like my dad. He snapped me going inside the drawer because like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, what is this? Because like when you're young, when you see like rude
Always
stuff,
curious,
you're
yeah.
like, oh, close your eyes, and then you're curious. So I went and had a look, and then I ended up having a look too long, and I ended up putting the, like, you know, when you rush and you put everything like, and it's not in the same order. So like I put the mag was sticking out the drawer.
Yeah.
And I was sitting down because I heard my dad woke up, and he just happens to look down to the drawer and sees like someone's titty like sitting out the end of a page.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like,
I've seen this before. That's a familiar one, eh?
he just looks at me, looks at the drawer, looks at me, looks at the drawer. Oh yeah. And he pulls out the whole mag, and then he goes, "Were you looking at this?" And I was like, "No, I wasn't." I closed my eyes because I didn't want to get a hiding. He goes, "Nah, sorry, I'm your dad. Look, I kid you not." As soon as I opened my eyes and looked, he slapped me.
I thought you were gonna say something.
He slapped me like so bad. Like I still remember because it was funniest because when he slapped me, like my head hit the board and like the headboard, and it made this funniest noise. And then my nana, my mom, she came up and she was like, "Oh, what was that noise?" And then my dad showed what was like what happened.
Yeah.
And then my mom slapped me, and then my head bounced off the headboard again. So yeah, that was the first time I got snapped going through porn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience.
You're up, brother.
How about you, Aiga?
See, my story's not even that funny in all honesty. It was just more of like, okay, so my brother back then, because we used to have a DVD, we actually used to have a TV at the back and a DVD player. And I remember because we used to go up the road to like this Chinese store, like the discs that came out, like they were all white. So and he used to get heaps of movies. So I used to be watching movies at the back, eh? So I was like, oh, yo, white disc. Oh, what's this? This must be a... Well, I'm wondering what movie it is, eh? So I chuck it in. All of a sudden, it goes to this menu and it's like, oh, play from here and there's like different types of scenes, eh?
Yeah.
One was in a back alley, the other was in a hospital bed, the other was something else, and it was just random, like,
Oh
people,
my
eh?
goodness.
And I was like, oh, this must be like, I'm not sure if he had DVDs and it goes to that specific scene. Yeah, I thought it was one of those. So I was like, oh yeah, let me go. And it was the back alley one, eh? So I click onto that. And then I just see the woman and the guy walking past and they're talking about, like, late now, yeah, what are you doing and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, interesting. They're probably going to do something, eh? All of a sudden, G pulls down her pants, they start fucking it. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like so curious at the time. I think I was like 8 or 9. So fucking crack up, eh? And I was like, what the fuck? Oh, I just can't stop looking, eh? Like, it's something about it, G. I just couldn't stop looking, eh? And I was like,
Oh no.
I don't know what to
My
do,
goodness.
to do it. And then my dad, like, he's walking at the back, and this was at night. Oh, it was only just 6 o'clock, so it was just dark, and he just walked past. He looks to the side of the window because we're sleeping at the back garage. He went to go sort out something. Okay, looks out, walks back in. He was like, "Oi, what the fuck you watching?" And it's still playing. And I was like, "Oh, gee, I don't know." Like, I was just confused. And then my dad turns it off, grabs the TV, throws it outside, grabs the DVD, throws it outside, and he's like, "Yo, get your ass in bed, eh?"
Yeah.
And then I'm sleeping, eh? And like he said porno or pornography, he just said the full word, and I was like, "Gee, what the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
But yeah, had a lecture. I'm in my bed, right, sleeping, and my brother walks in, and he was like, "What the fuck were you doing? Like showing that to him? Like, fuck, you know how young he is, like all of that shit." Just telling him off. That's why I threw your shit onto the road. Don't get it back. Don't do nothing. That we're taking it out to the rubbish, and then.
Yeah.
And then my dad, and then I just heard the excuses, and at the time it was crack because I was like, "Fuck, I really need to go to the toilet, but I don't want to stand up right now, otherwise I'm gonna get all day." But my brother, I'll just get told off, so I'm just sleeping, just trying to close my eyes, but I fucking really need to piss, And I was about to piss my pants, and then, fuck, all of a sudden, bruh, my dad walked out, that was it. My brother, fuck, I don't know, I knew he wanted to fucking hook me or something like that, but then, went to sleep. That was that, And, my dad never gave me hidings for any of that shit. He was like, I think he was just more concerned with the age.
Yeah.
That was all. Fuck, it used to be crack up, man. Like, my dad never didn't give me a hiding about pornography, but he gave me a hiding of a fucking rubber, like fuck it, just, like, to this day, I can't stop, like, bro, I can't stop wondering, why? Fuck? Why?
And by rubber, he means eraser, like
Like a rubber, like a eraser, like an eraser.
You mentioned that last time or something?
Yeah, like, me and my sister were fighting over a rubber. And then my dad was like pissed off. He's like trying to get us to school. We're like, nah, it's my rubber, Can't you see the thing is on it? And it was like, nah, it's my rubber. What are you doing? It's at the back. And then all of a sudden, my dad just comes in, rips it, boom, just hits us, and just fucked us up, and bleeding nose. Oh yeah, fuck, go clean yourself up, hurry up. You gotta get to school. It's traffic. It's gonna be late. Go to school, and just like kids talk to you. Fuck, you just turned dead quiet,
Yeah.
So that's just weirded me, like that my dad didn't give me a hiding about that, but he gave me a hiding of it. So that's just me. It wasn't even like that.
When you were doing the nofap stuff, what was the benefit that you initially wanted from it? Because I hear different things there, and I've got my own. I imagine my own, like, positives from it.
Yeah.
What were you kind of going for when you were doing it?
When I was doing it,
Yeah.
I wasn't even on some new or how I feel about it now.
No. Back when you were doing it, like essentially what I'm asking is what are the positives from that kind of stuff? Well, because
What had happened?
there's some positives that aren't not even what happened, but like what you wanted to happen, like the reason that you started doing it. There's a positive reason why you started doing it.
No, to be honest, I just did it because these guys were doing it.
Oh, true.
Yeah, but yeah.
I just did it because these guys were doing it. Then all of a sudden, like 1.5k came into my bank account there, and it was like from the loan. They finally came in, and I was like, "Yo, buzzing ass!" And then my stupid ass goes to spend it on all shoes, and I'm just like,
Oh, gee.
I done my spend it all on shoes, and it's not even my money. It's like a loan,
Yeah.
because it's the something support like that you get for uni at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I don't. Yeah, it's just like when I was not doing it, like the energy that I felt, it was just different, It was just like I walked different, I carried myself different. But if I was to do it now, the effects would be greater than it was back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because my mentality wasn't straight back then. Like I was just doing it just because I was doing it. It wasn't like I didn't have a goal, I didn't have a mental mindset. A strong one at that, and I wasn't like driven for a goal. I was just going to uni. Why? Because my parents told me to.
Yeah.
Why? Because like fuck, I don't know. I'm just doing it. But now, if I was to do it right now, the benefits would be greater than it was. But the only time I like actually slipped up was like when I had time.
Yeah.
If I had no time,
When you weren't doing anything.
when I wasn't doing, so like before I did it, it was like so this week I did it last week. Before that it was like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I hadn't done it, and that's because like I was working countless hours, and I was like working Sunday to Saturday and I just didn't have like breaks in there as much. And even when I did have breaks, I was too fucked. My body was just trying to recover, so I never really did that shit.
Yeah.
But now it's like I had time on my hands, so I was like, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Like, like fuck. So just ended up doing it.
What were the positives that you were trying to get out of it?
I wasn't trying to get anything out of it, but it was just more like more self-control. Yeah. It was mainly that, and plus I was just following Lace as well. Because positives that did come out of it when Lace was doing it. Fibby got like a Apple PC and that.
Yeah.
And then he got like 7-something K from tax returns or something like that. Yeah, he just got like 7K. I was like, what the fuck? And then good shit was happening with me as well.
Yeah.
During that time, so I was like, it was pretty buzzy. And then then we told Aiga, and then Aiga was just he just jumped on.
Yo, I like did it for like a proper like, I think it was month or 2 months.
Yeah.
Properly did it, and then all of a sudden like fuck, I don't know what just happened there.
Yeah, man. And it was buzzy because during that time as well, like I was getting recommendations about like I mentioned this before, but like you know, like the Roman statues and that. And then you know how like how they have the statues and it shows like their penis and that, and the penis is small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered like what was the meaning of it, and then like long story short was why they were like they were like muscly and shit and had small penis was because their priority wasn't sex.
Yeah.
Like they weren't sex driven or anything. They were like massive leaders and shit. And like they weren't tempted by like lust or anything.
The Roman ones at that, and that must be crazy because like when I think about Romans and that, like the empire, but also like fucking their sexual fetishes were like crazy.
Oh man, yeah man, bro, they're experimenting with
They were
everything.
experimental
type shit.
Bro, I think that's
BDSM came from anywhere. It was probably that cunt.
Yeah, man. The kings and that, man. They going from like fucking girls. They're like, I'm bored of that. And start fucking men and that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Do massive orgies and that.
Yeah,
like
man.
orgies are normal back then.
Yeah.
Like they had parties literally like they would have like for example
parties for the purpose of
like,
orgies.
housewarming, right?
Yeah.
Then they'll have an orgy like going on right in the middle of everything that's going on. I don't know if you guys seen like have you guys seen Spartacus?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Spartacus. Yeah. Spartacus. Same sort of deal with like the Romans and like different like the Greeks and you know, guys from different provinces and that.
Yeah.
They like the way that they depicted like just the lifestyle back then with like, you know, being real dirty and like just the separation between upper and lower class and then the actual lifestyle of everyone like from buying slaves to having orgies and watching your slaves fuck another slave. Like that kind of shit. They love that shit. But I don't know if it's still going on to this day. It might be, but it's probably just behind closed doors now.
And that reminds me because the second, like, the Romans were like sexually active and like had all fetishes and shit. But there was a video I was watching, and it was like the Egyptians, and this was the times when Cleopatra was around.
She was
She was that symbol. Like,
she's You think OnlyFans are sluts? She's like the top tier slut. Like, I remember like it said they had a 2-day orgy or some shit.
On the way.
Like, it's like some shit like that, and she slept with 100 dudes one night, bro. She was like, I don't know what, bro. Her pussy must be like a black hole, G. Because
if you slept with her, you had to get killed afterwards.
Hey,
true.
Yeah, G. That was a thing with her. Hey, that's why she was considered like the most beautiful woman around, type thing. Like she was so good that if you got her, you couldn't. Like that was the end of your life.
Bro,
it's crazy. And people did it.
Well, they made it that way.
Oh
my god.
Dude, I heard she like committed suicide because this one person didn't want her.
Hey.
Oh no way.
I forgot what it was, like who it was, but like
that guy changed history.
Yeah, man, that guy changed history. That dude, man, was no simp.
Was strong.
Everyone was simping over this one. This guy was like, nah, G, I'm good, G. Guess what, bro, man? She couldn't handle not getting attention from that one person.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What the fuck?
God is gracious, God is kind, but Cleopatra, fucking oath, cause
fucking rapey.
Bro, she was speed running,
bro, she's trying to speed run through all of Egypt, bro.
She would got that mission, bro. Trying to get the 100% completion. All the side quests.
Gee, she had 99.9. They couldn't get that one person, and fuck. I failed my mission. It's really game over now.
like no continues or anything.
She didn't even save.
Bro, you don't get free lives, bro.
No revives, nothing.
No
like
reverse,
that.
no nothing, bro.
Straight to the gulag for you.
Yo, but that's like
that's
that
a
era.
busy one.
I'd say would be like second or if not first
Yeah.
to like the fetish kinks of like
Yeah.
the Roman Empire.
Yeah. Those guys, yeah, they took a bit of 6 game, eh?
They took 6 to another extreme, bro.
6 was a flipping thing, eh? That's them, eh?
Oh, bro, and I like this. Just remind me just now. My sister was talking about this, and this was so messed up, eh? She was talking to a friend that went to Mexico.
Yeah,
They went to the show and it was like $10 or something,
yeah.
and only like 7 or 8 people came, and she was wondering what the show was. And it was a girl fucking a horse, eh?
Oh, no.
Legit.
Oh, sure.
That's what it was, eh? And like,
Oh, the what?
just imagine that, eh? You get there's 7 people that come.
I
There's
don't
7
want
bucks.
that,
Eh?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
like- Oh, do you not imagine the scene? Nah, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, no,
But just like,
I hear you.
but just the whole fact with just fucking a horse for $10. Like,
Just stop and imagine it real quick.
So like, we're paying $10 to go to Whammy Bar and go to gigs. Just going to Mexico paying $10 and wishing go fuck a horse. Surely what?
no, honestly, when my sister told me this, I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, nah, yo. My friend was saying that, and she said that she's never walked out the same person. I don't think anyone would walk out the same person.
Would walk out the scene.
But we couldn't even walk out the same person that one night, G. What makes you think that we can? But yo, so I think like that shit like carries on to this day, like fucked up,
Yeah,
like experimental, like
That's
sex.
PTSD. Like, to be honest.
That's
Dude, that's
crazy.
just-
What the
It's
fuck?
like I can't remember who it was, bro. Like maybe Hugh Hefner was a part of it, but it was like other A-list celebrities, like artists and stuff like that.
No, yeah.
And one of them had like an island there, and he'd like invite other A-list
The
celebrities. At
guy
the
that
time.
died? And
He
the
died, yeah. I can't remember what his name was, bro. It's like it's real famous. Everybody knows about it.
I
Type
think it
thing.
starts with B. It's like Bill something.
Some shit like that, bro. But he'd just get like A-list celebrity, like mainly men.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, I was gonna say, no, it's not Bill Cosby. It's someone else.
It was like the Hugh Hefner generation.
Yeah.
Because
I mean-
he parked his yacht up in the viaduct there.
Did he?
The same dude.
Oh, Joe Biden.
Fuck, Jay.
I think of like that kid scam scandal thing, yeah. And they're throwing out kid clothes outside in the court, yeah.
I don't know if you guys like saw how big the yacht was, but I went because I used to work in the viaduct.
I've seen some pretty fatty yachts
Bro.
over there, G, like oversized, like cruise ship type
Gee.
shit.
So I saw like 3 guys carrying a TV, but they look tiny as on the yacht. That's how big the yacht was.
Oh no way.
And like the yacht had 3 floors from what we could see from
It's a
the ocean.
fucking hotel, G.
What the fuck?
That's the mini Titanic right there.
Well, people with that amount of money, bro, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Yo, to be quite honest.
Fuck, look at that guy, Elon Musk. He's got a fucking rocket.
Oh, bro, he's the man.
Oh, what was that?
Who said that guy?
What's that, children?
Fuck.
I think it was a key that dropped the house.
Oh, fine. But that island there, so he'd get A-list celebrities to come around, and they pretty much just have orgies and shit, bro. But it's like, what the fuck? Did he open?
No,
I
sorry,
want you
G,
to
I think I pulled a wire, and that must have been connected to that part.
Shut, G.
Oh, yeah.
But
Nah, G, it was Cleopatra, G. Straight up.
Oh yeah, Cleopatra came, found a hole.
but he'd invite A-list celebrities and stuff, and it's like it's kind of like what you were saying with the kings, eh? Like they'd get so like I guess well versed in sex to the point that the A-list celebrity, like the men, they started sleeping with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, G, and it was like they were proud of it type thing, eh? And they're like, yeah, nah, like me and he was naming celebrities that we know, G. Like,
Oh no way.
bro, yeah, like fucking
Still alive to
was
this
Hugh
day?
Hefner, like some famous wrestler, G, like.
Oh shit.
Yeah, like all these other A-list celebrities and stuff. He's like, yeah, nah, me and him, we had a good time one time. Like, he came over to the island many times, and like it was one time he came by himself, and we just had a good like 3 weeks together, fucking every night type shit. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, G.
Like when you do it all, G, like,
Hi.
like,
Where's the excitement?
yeah, normal sex doesn't please you, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that whole no-fap stuff, like the benefit, I've been like, I haven't really been researching, but just people who, I guess I was just curious as to why you would want to start doing it type
Yeah.
thing. And like the main benefit that I saw was like the fucking what's it like not being a slave to like temptation type shit, and like fucking addiction and all that kind of shit. Like, yeah, I was just wondering if
is it like because you like feel like a natural conqueror because you conquer
well,
like yourself really in a way.
Like, instead of like say you're on the H-Buzz, instead of settling for a video and stuff, you're like, alright, and I'm not gonna fucking do this myself. The only way I'm gonna do this is by going out of my way to be social with a chick or whatever, you know what I mean? Like which is that's like putting in work type shit.
Yeah.
You're willingly putting yourself in a position where if you want something, you got to work for it. That's why I thought the fap stuff kind of came around type shit, like for that kind of mentality and everything.
It's mostly that you say that because when Lace when he first introduced me to it, he was saying like, yeah, fapping and that's no good, but if you have sex, it's all good.
Yeah.
So it makes sense in that because you
actually have to go work for it.
Yeah.
That shit.
I thought that was cool as fuck, eh?
Fun fact, you actually lose a lot of calories while having sex.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it properly.
Like, if you do it long and vigorously,
sit there and
if you're starfish, then
I guess I've got to get on to it.
Fuck!
you know what I'm saying? Put the text out, any +1 bubbles out tonight? Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I feel you, I know, man. Shit, man.
Gee, man.
The small P gang, man. Shit.
Small P games.
Fuck. What was the other question I wanted to ask you? Your thoughts on like, say you met a girl that you actually fucked with, and she was like, I'll fuck with you, I want to be in a relationship with you and stuff, but we're not gonna have sex until marriage type thing.
Oh, you fuck you, eh?
Yeah?
I'm hitting you with the like, let it boat, like, bruh. What's
the reason why though? What's the actual reason why?
The reason why is because, like, if she was a virgin, sweet.
Yeah.
If she's not, nah, fuck that. Yeah. Reason why is because, like, fuck, you couldn't wait for the first person that you fucked with. So why should you make me wait? Like, why should you put me in the same like separate me from that dude in that category, in that respect?
Yeah,
it's just like,
well, like say ideally, I hear that though. Say she was a virgin, and you fucked with her proper, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to get married till a certain age, but until then, we're not fucking. What do you reckon of that?
Fuck, G. Well, she doesn't know we're in killer, eh?
Oh,
shit! Like, doesn't know we're in killer, G. Like, straight up.
Damn.
Like, you know, I'll just be like, oh, yo, G, I'm going to work, G.
Well, it's like, fuck, I'm going to do something, eh?
Lord have
I
mercy.
want to go put that work in. Oh, no, honestly, I wouldn't know until the situation hit me. Because, in honesty, like, when you fuck with someone real heavy, you're, like, willing to do what
anything.
it takes. Yeah, willing to do anything.
Even willing to, like...
But would I be willing to do...
resist the temptations that you have.
Resist the temptations. Fuck, I can't even resist temptations for more than
And bro,
like a fucking month.
there's no guarantees.
Yeah, that's another thing. There's no guarantees that you'll end up with her. Like, she could be the coolest chick in the world, but who knows? Life is life.
Yeah, proper facts it. Facts it.
What happens if she made you wait 10 years and then just you don't
She
even get
upped
married
and
you?
Huh? She upped and left us.
Yo,
So would I be still around for 10 years?
That's the goal, ain't it?
yeah.
Like 10 years and we're not fucking.
And that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
10
would
years
you,
and then
would
fucking.
you,
No,
would you do that?
Yeah.
Nah, piss off, bro. Like, what the hell?
What's the max you'd go without fucking
6 months.
6 months? What about you?
So,
Like you don't have to
Realistic.
give like an actual answer, but like a general answer that you'd give right now.
it'd be months,
Months.
not years.
Yeah,
None of that.
Yeah.
true.
Like, it wouldn't even be 6 months. It'd probably be a little less,
Yeah.
if not even more less. Maybe weeks at that. But
Nice.
honestly, like 6 months and below
Yeah.
would be. Nah, I'll cut it down to four and below. I'm not waiting down.
4 months of what you could potentially like give to someone else. 4 months of what you could potentially gain from someone else. You're gonna sacrifice that for a chick that. Yeah. I mean, if it's worth it to you, I'm not trying to make you question, but I'm just.
Why are you smiling?
Because it's like fair.
It's an interesting
I'm like
question.
a month max. That's it.
Huh? No, but that's provided with what I told you. She was a virgin.
Yeah. Oh, true.
If she wasn't, then
Out.
shit, bro.
Out.
I'm not waiting weeks. Say,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks max.
Yeah.
Are you waiting hours?
I'm waiting
You're
seconds.
thinking about the hour.
Seconds?
Yo,
Oh,
it's a second.
Seconds. Gee, I'm timing it, G.
What's your name?
Milliseconds. What's your name? What's your name? You got 30 seconds to impress me, cuz.
So they flipping on the club.
Oh, your time's over. Fuck off.
But So they reminds me of this time, Elijah, he always mocked this guy. He's fucking, he always pictured this guy in a club here and a girl just walks past like she's just shuffling through. Oh, excuse me, the ass touches his dicky. Oh, so much shake.
Yo, gee.
This guy would just get out of his head. Oh, shake. Surely what?
Gee, those were crack up converts, eh? We used to talk about how, like, oh, fucking, if you were to ejaculate, how would you shake? Oh,
The one leg one.
just the
G,
one
when your
leg.
toes go like this after you come, G, bro, that's the worst, G.
Nah, I don't mean that. Start shaking your legs. Start squeezing your toes together.
Spread them out.
Holy, what the fuck?
Your legs reach the fancy. Yo, we used to just talk like that, eh? Me and Elijah every day. Like, we used to talk about Randall the other day, because you know how Randall kicked us into me. He was like, like, what's the different ejaculation noises, eh?
Oh my god.
The movie like, oh, gee, if you want to fuck, not even a tip. Like, bro, we talk like that, it was fucking crack up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've never had those conversations with the bro.
Oh, gee, bro. What would you do if like a girl had a deep moan, G?
Deep? Like how deep?
Like
Girl deep?
like
or
negative
deep,
14 decibels deep or
Like a man deep, bro.
Deep? Nah.
men deep? Oh,
Fucking
Shut up.
Fucking daddy.
Oh, no.
Nah, not like some. No, that's not that deep, but
Girl
like
deep?
kind of like raspy-ish type of shit.
Raspy. I like
got a bit of gruff in her voice.
Yo,
raspy.
With a country one?
I'm the rhinestone cowboy.
Yes, Billy.
Run the forest.
No, if it was a country girl, you know them, they be with their cousins anyway. So. You leave the country girls with the country girls.
Oh, yeah, true.
Fuck. But I would just be lucky doing that, G. Like, fuck. I'm so surprised at how many people have like slept with their cousins. Eh? Like, I know people that have actually like are in relationships with their cousins.
Yeah. If it's like, bro, like this one's like, they're like
Four cousins.
but they're like related through marriage, through another marriage, then yeah, fair enough.
You're not blood.
But like, if you're like first cousins and you know damn well that the mum's
Grew
your
up
uncle,
with this chick
or
and
your
everything,
uncle, I mean your auntie, bro.
You can go back to the Roman Empire.
But isn't there like that thing with I don't know if it's all chromosomes and that. If you mate with your cousin and that, your baby's highlighted to be
Ancestral
more,
stuff fucks up your kids.
be more deformed than that.
There's like families, I seen like there's a photo album of this family in the States. And they only do incest, and they just they mutated as fuck, G.
Yeah.
It's weird. What about you though? How like if there was a girl that you met, cool as fuck, like ideal chick and everything, good to be a mother, all that kind of stuff.
Straight up,
but
G.
she's like, you gotta wait like a few years for marriage and stuff. We'll say like 4.
Me personally, from my experience with relationships, like I've had my fair share of girls, so like I've got like a basis of what I know what they want and like what they need, and like if I see that they can't match me, say like a relationship is supposed to be like, you know, you gotta meet each other halfway. So like if they ain't providing or like bringing something to the table that I haven't, then there's no point in me wasting that 6 months.
But what if she did? Like what? That's what I mean. If she was the ideal chick, ticked all the boxes, all
If
that
she
kind
ticked
of
all
shit,
the boxes, then
and
it's
she's like 4 years.
what until we get married.
So we get married and then you go fucking crazy, that kind of shit.
Like for me, nah. 4 years, like it depends. If she's like literally the one, like she's like,
She is the one.
if she's the one, then yeah, she's gonna give it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot.
If she's the one, she's gonna give it up regardless, because then she would know that like if I'm investing 4 years of my time, my own time, where I've got like, you know, I've got 16 hours in a day where I get to do shit, and if I spend even a select amount of time, like even an hour with that person, that's still a lot because that's my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if she ticks all the boxes and like, you know, I feel that she could be like, you know, the mother of my kids and like, you know, a crucial member to my family, then so be it, I'll wait. But if I can see like
like something, like
Yeah,
a
like
flow.
Yeah, anything like little things that I can just tell that are red flags. I'll just be like, nah. I'll just tell them straight up, nah. And like talking to you about it before, it's just being honest to girls, to be honest. And like, if you don't set it right then and there, it's like, bro, you're just setting yourself up for like disaster at the end. When shit hits the fan and then everything goes sideways, and you be like, oh, but I wanted this, but you didn't tell them that at the start, and then it gets all
complicated and toxic.
And essentially, they start thinking, or somebody starts thinking that they're in a relationship that they
Exactly.
didn't sign up for.
It's basically just try not to sell them dreams at the start, and then just make it known what you want from the start, and then if it doesn't like go with what you're trying to do with your life, then sorry, you're not the only fish in the ocean. Might have to pull out a ton far, but you know.
Yeah, I was talking to this guy about just girls and shit last night. And fucking like what were we saying? Like the fucking
just with like
being straight up
being
from the
straight
start.
from the start.
And it's like, I don't know if you
Just
guys
legit.
think this shit. It's like girls, well, in the situation, the girls, they like, if they fuck with you, like, I guess, if they fuck with you, they'll be thinking in their heads, like, fucking, I can turn this guy, you know what I mean? Like, I can make this guy mine, I can claim this guy, tame this guy, whatever, type shit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, was it like Tame the Monster or something?
Yeah. So if they actually fuck with you, they'll still stick to your schedule, but they'll be thinking in their heads type shit, like, fuck yeah, I can do something with that. I don't know if you think that's true, but I think it's true as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yo.
What about you then? 5 years? 4 years?
18 then? 18 years.
18 years?
Yo, man.
You'd wait?
Yeah. Nah, fuck.
I was gonna say, I didn't get it,
Nah,
but
no.
like heaps of nephews and nieces running around, bro.
I'm trying to figure that. Shit. I don't know. If I really fucked with her, and that she fucked with me, yeah, I'll wait a few years. Yeah. Just cause I don't know. I just feel like, I think it's just wired. I'm just wired that way.
Yeah.
So,
Fair enough. Right?
yeah.
Okay, question. So you know how you're saying like she's still a virgin and everything. So what happens, for example, this is where I'm just gonna be throwing curveballs. It's like, what happens is if she's saving, like she doesn't want to be like have sex intercourse with like in the vaginal area, but what about like if she's like down for oral, like
That's.
Does that mean she just gave it to a bunch of other dudes as well?
Yeah, but like.
Fuck no, get the
Nah,
fuck
bro,
out.
But then again, like
Hell
you know,
no.
Nah, you gotta have the whole plate.
Nah,
you
dude,
gotta have the whole.
You can't have a snack, eh? You gotta have the whole main course.
Yeah.
That means every other guy that she got with before, she's fucking sloppy all day on that shit.
Yeah.
Ash that motherfucker.
Because they'll be
That's
thinking the
crazy.
same thing as you, eh?
Yeah.
Like, oh, like I fuck with this chick, like I'll sit around, like I still get something out of it. Type
Yeah.
shit, but
Yeah.
No, G, nah. She had run trains around on her mouth.
She got sponsored by Colgate with that.
But she got like cracks on her tongue and everything.
Yeah,
With her.
herpes 3 times, that type shit. What the fuck, no,
Got like a maze on
You
her
have to
tongue.
kiss that shit?
it's all or nothing. dude.
Salty.
Nah, yeah.
Oh, no, bro.
That's the salty one. Nah,
There ain't a single thing that's gonna make me wait 4 years for somebody.
Yo.
Yeah.
Especially like on that marriage thing. I hope, like, I'm not sure. Well, it's not like I was trying to pitch you a trick question or anything like that, but just the whole concept of
open
marriage.
question, yeah.
I don't. Do you guys believe in marriage? I don't.
Is it still marriage? Yeah. I believe.
I believe in
that.
Now, just for me personally, when it comes to marriage, like I was thinking deeply about this, because I also came to a stage where I thought about it like you. So, but to me, marriage means just more than the companionship. Because in my heart, my mom is the queen of my heart. Like she's the thing. There's gonna be a time when I must pass the mantle from my mom to her.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna be the
Of
queen
your family.
of my family.
Yeah.
And when my mom passes, she's gonna be the queen she will be the queen of my heart.
Yeah.
And the marriage, to me, is like that's where it's not. I give the crown completely to her, but it's me acknowledging that okay, this one will one day take my mother's not take my mother's place, but when my mother leaves this planet, and I don't want to think about it, but it's gonna happen. That she will have to be the one that replaces as the queen of my heart. And that's why I believe in marriage so heavily, because just because of the fact that I'm trusting this female with my heart, this woman with my heart, and like
it's your bloodline. Like
Yeah.
that your bloodline. It's not even yours essentially. Like it's yours to pass on, but it's not yours. It's like it's everybody before you. As well, you know what I mean? Like everybody, all of your relatives and stuff, it belongs to all of you type shit. So
Your
it's a real
hearts.
important thing.
so that's why I just believe in marriage, just with that whole thing in my mental, in my heart, that this female or this woman will one day be the new queen of my heart.
So is marriage the official title? It's like you are the person that's gonna. You are the new part of the bloodline.
Oh no, to be honest, like it's just a ceremony to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's not the. Yeah, it's just a ceremony just to tell everyone that
Yeah.
It's like a
That's that.
birthday, yeah.
yeah, it's like a birthday, but like in my mind and in my heart, I'll make that decision where like she will eventually be the new queen of
So
my heart.
it doesn't take marriage for that decision to be made.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Yeah,
But it's just a ceremony and just me telling my mom, okay, one day, yeah, this is gonna happen, eh? And to be honest, bro, like fuck, I dread the day when I have to say that, but maybe it might be a new exciting time. But I always
It's
thought
always
about
gonna
that,
come.
eh?
You know?
Yeah, it's like that whole thing, like with the fear with the man of the house.
Yeah.
Like with the weight and the responsibility, and that's the way I feel towards this.
Yeah.
It's, it's that, but the time hasn't come yet, so I'm not really fussed. But that's just my stance on what marriage is and what marriage means to me. It's just more than a fucking legal document, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
It's what people say, or as they do in the government.
To me, that's all it is. A legal document for
Legal
marriage.
document,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't see anything else behind it. Type thing. I'll ask people like listen and everything like that. Which is I don't know. Never. It doesn't take marriage to legitimize your relationship. It doesn't take marriage to like, you know, for me, like the mother of my kids is the mother of my kids regardless. Like if she's my partner for life or whatever, marriage isn't gonna change that whether we're married or not type thing. So as far as I'm concerned, marriage is just a legal document. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to ask this question, but do you think because of today's society that people just won't get married?
Bro,
They'll just stay in relationships?
People don't get married, G. Like
Not anymore, at least.
The stats
there's
on that.
there's all these stats, G. Like this generation, like you'd think, like everyone's like, oh fuck, this generation's like fuck, everybody's a hoe type shit. It's like, this generation has the least amount of sex happening in like since fucking way back, G. Like way
Since the
back.
baby boomers.
If anything, no, like even before then, like even at the time before, right before the baby boomers, there was still more sex going on than now. And like marriage is like a similar stat, eh? Like it's fucking nobody's getting married these days and shit. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting married.
It's looking, do you reckon it's because now it's looked down upon?
Is it locked down? That's what I've been asking. Because like
Yeah.
that's why I asked you guys. All three of you guys believe in marriage. So I wouldn't say you guys would look down on it.
But then, like, well, then what's the reason then, eh? Or why it's like,
Of why marriage and
Why-
sex is so low.
Is
Yeah,
this
what
more
the
trust
percentage is?
issues, or
Nah,
is it just
it's
more,
like it's a bunch of things, eh? But it's mainly like society shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, and the dating marketplace and all of that kind of stuff, and then there's lack of education on men being men,
Yeah.
and like since women entered the workforce, gain masculine traits and shit like that. So they don't feel the need as much. It's like I don't really need a man because I can work, I can provide for my family and shit like that. Like single parenthood is a thing that's championed by some people. It's actually fucking sick,
Yeah,
bro.
and it's like the hardest thing to do because like when you're like if you had to put up like for example the energy spent trying to groom and condition a child like by teaching them and that split between two adults rather than a single parent, then you'll see that like man the workload of the single parent is doubled, tripled. if
Well,
that.
it's even more than that.
Yeah.
There's things a man can teach his daughter or can't teach his daughter that a mother can. Eh?
Yeah.
Like this, it just doesn't work, bro. Like, but people are actually championing, like they're saying, go single parenthood type shit.
And they actually like
Yeah.
they still
That's
teach.
disgusting, bro. That's actually disgusting. G. Like, why would you encourage something where you can bring up a child and he or she is not the most complete version of themselves? Like, why would you ever purposely put your own child through something like that? That's sick in my head, Jim. That's
I see. I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard because like, you know, there's heaps of factors that can also like, you know, sway someone's like experience. Like for example, like traditions, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you compared someone from like a not like a real good decile school from like a wealthy family compared to someone who's come from the islands and they have their core values and their family values, vice versa. So like, I think just the whole different outlooks to both of those is that like one grows up this way and may not have the same opportunities as the other person that grew up, same circumstances, just in a different location, but got offered way more opportunities, and then they end up growing, but the other person that doesn't have that many, how'd you say, like opportunities compared to the other person is pretty sad, but
Limited in a way.
it happens. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't
Yeah.
happen. Like if that's the way you have to go, then like you don't have a choice really.
Yeah.
You have to do that. Like raising a child single parent is better than not raising that child at all.
yeah,
But
facts.
like, I guess my thing is more about the people encouraging single parenthood. Like
Oh, okay, yeah.
saying single parenthood is the way. Like, we don't need a man. Let's just fuck a man. We'll have a child
Yeah.
and then kick the man out because like.
If
that-
they're going in with the intention of just, yeah, fuck, I'm just gonna get pregnant, sweet, I'll do this all by myself, then yeah, that is wrong, because then the other person, like the father of that kid could be like, wait, I thought we had a thing, and I thought, like, you know, that's my kid, but although I'm not in the picture, like, can I see that? And then that's when it gets to like, oh, it goes from being problems between the father and the kid to being problems with the father and the mother, because the mother's like, oh no, you weren't here for this, and then it just goes back and forth, and
And then the
creates-
kid has to get mixed into it there,
and that's the worst part, is because the kid always takes the like brunt force of it.
Yeah.
Like they go through so much stuff, like trauma, and all they're searching for when they grow older is like, although I didn't have like that father figure or mother figure, it's like, I just want closure.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing for like most kids that are growing up like this generation.
Don't have dads.
They don't have dads.
Majority of them, G, is like, as far as I know, like it's
Yeah, and like if they
It's
do have
common.
a dad, their dad's absent. Like they only here, there, in the pictures sometimes.
yeah.
But like, then you got like ups to all the mothers out there, like, you know, doing it tough and like, you know, being the mother and father.
And the father's doing both too.
Yo, and the father's doing the same thing too. But like, if they're going into that period of their life where they're like, nah, I'm just gonna have a kid, and then fuck the dad.
Yeah.
Nah.
It's a legit thing.
Yeah,
man.
I can do this for myself.
And like the reason I bring that up is like it's little attitudes like that that
Yeah.
scare specifically men away from marriage, like
Yeah.
committed relationships and shit like that. So the liberation of women, sexual and workforce, fucking like feminine society type shit. Kind of talked about that a little bit. Fucking the dating marketplace being changed with like
Dude.
social
Well,
media
apps and
culture.
shit, and apps as
Bro,
well.
it's well, you'd say it's more of a hookup culture, but if it was a hookup culture, wouldn't you think that that'd lead to more sex?
True that.
Yeah, that's why it's more of like a society thing as far as I'm concerned. Like as far as I've looked, it's pretty buzzy, G, that whole thing.
What are your views on like apps, like dating apps, like
I hate them.
like Tinder and
I hate them. G.
Bumble and
I think they're disgusting. Yeah. It's not like I think the people that partake in it are disgusting, but like just the whole
concept
culture
of an
like
idea.
an app thing. It just kind of goes back to that fucking easy way out type shit. Eh?
Yeah,
It's like dating apps, they favor women
Yeah,
quite a lot type shit. Dating apps play, like we'll see it in the future in like 10 years from now, but there's studies done on dating apps and essentially like they're affecting the dating marketplace to the point where, you know, that 80-20 rule?
yeah,
Like 20% of, like, we'll say in this situation, men, like 20% of men get 80% of the women. It's like, it's increasing the numbers of that, like to the point where it's like a 90-10 type shit. Like, that's
it's like getting harder for men.
yeah, and it's like go hard if you want to be successful in the domain of women. Go hard and everything, but it's just fucking you get shit like incels.
Yeah.
That kind of fucking.
Yeah.
There was that like incident where that guy like he was in a car and he fucking like drove through a crowd, like, and his reasoning was I'm an incel and shit like that. Like, so he's involuntarily celibate. So pretty much he's a guy that can't get girls, and he.
Oh, so that's what incels were.
Yeah, and that like, when you can't get a girl as a man, you kind of start like it gives room for resentment to the world and shit.
Start
So-
blaming the world
Yeah,
for
G.
everything.
And then it's like a general attitude kind of develops from there, and then fucking that's when like it becomes a part of society and shit like that. And society changes in a negative way, all that kind of stuff. But that's like, yeah, I don't like dating apps, bro. Personally,
Yeah.
they look like fun, G.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. And like, the reason why, like for me, that I fucked with dating apps, and the only reason why I did was just because it gave more power to me, personally, just as a man. Because everyone knows that like a man will just swipe shit, and so females will get heaps of matches. But as a guy, you only talk to people that showed a slight interest in you.
Yeah, G.
So you know that they're slightly interested in
Yeah.
you. So therefore, it gave a bit more power to you that they'd like that a chance that you would probably get a reply. And so,
Because it's like you go out into the public as a guy, right? Like an average guy. Odds of you having a chance with any girl is fucking low.
Yeah.
G.
you know what I mean?
It's like
Unless you're that motherfucker.
next to nothing. Nah, like say you're an average guy.
Yeah, average guy.
If
Yeah.
you're an average guy, you're basically gonna get no girls, which is pretty crazy because the majority of the girls are average girls, which is what it is to be average. The average
Yeah.
means that majority of people are like that type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and then there comes that whole fucking standard shit.
Yeah.
And stuff.
I think that comes back to what I said before. Like, you know, relationships, you have to meet each other halfway.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know from my experience, because I used to work with those, and like seeing the interaction between females and men is sad, because like I understand where the females are coming from and I understand where the males are coming
What do you mean?
So like when I go to a bar now, all you have to see is like a group of girls pull up, sweet, yeah. One guy tries to talk to, like he could be like the coolest dude. I don't know who, if he's like a creep or anything.
Just face value.
Yeah, just face value. And like the girls be like, oh yeah, see that he's wearing like Levi's, some like cheap shoes, some jeans and this and that. And then she's like, you know, probably rocking like a dress and that. And then she tries to put herself on a pedestal. Like, don't get me wrong, like you can put yourself on a pedestal, but when you put yourself on a pedestal and you talk down to people, that's wrong. And like, just seeing the amount of like guys, like I've seen good guys like go and try to talk to a girl, and then like that same girl's like nah, and then she's with another guy with money, gold chain, everything, and then she breaks up with that guy after 3 weeks because that dude was cheating on her. And it's like sad because they have this go-to, like they have this ideal guy that they try to chase, and 9 times out of 10 that guy is wrong for them. But like they use that experience with that specific type of person to cover all of men.
Yeah.
Like they say, oh, every single man that walks my way is exactly like that guy. Like that's the way I see it. Like they like females nowadays have the stigma of men saying that, oh, they're just fuckboys.
Yeah. Well,
But some of them are. But some of them tell you straight up, but you just ignore the fact that, like going back to what you said, that, oh, I can tame, yeah, he can be my boyfriend, yeah, I can do this is easy.
Yeah.
All I have to do is, you know, just fucking
Look good.
look
that kind
good,
of shit, yeah.
and then just touch him a bit, just hug him and shit, show some affection, and then he's mine.
Yeah.
But like, I find that like relationships should be complex. Like there should be like things that you should find out about each other. Not like bad things, but like you should like learn to grow with that person. But like every single girl that I've ran into, I'm not saying this as like, you know, a generalization of females altogether, but like they want the same thing. They want someone who's got this, they want someone who's headstrong, doing this, doing that. To be honest, nowadays no one has their screwed on, like head screwed on.
The
and,
problem, I think, with a girl that wants a guy like that is the unwillingness to to deliver what that guy needs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you want a high status guy, you gotta be a high status girl. Or
Yeah.
at least a girl that's willing to play by the rules and then give him something that he doesn't get anywhere else type of shit. You know what I mean? But there's an unwillingness in most women from that, like from wanting to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's like a bit too much value in how they look, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's more so like don't try to take everything by face value, but more so there's that chance, you know, just take a chance. Just be like, you know, just talk to that person, because like you'll be surprised on how like I've ran into people that like blow my mind, and like I would never think that they will know that. Like there's people that I know, or I surround myself with them that know things that I don't know. And
everybody
like,
does, right?
and it's buzzy because it's like, hey, you got like good people here, but then you got females that be like, nah, I don't want that person. Nah, that guy, he looks too scary, or he's not like, how would you say, he's not cute enough, or he's not sexy enough, or some shit like that. And like that's hard because you got like that pool of good, like guys with good hearts, and it's like they get chucked into the deep end along with all of the other guys that they make this generalization about, saying, oh, yeah, every second guy is gonna be the same.
Well, to be honest, if good hearts was all it took to get a girl, then fucking everybody would have.
Exactly,
to be
but
honest,
girls don't want that now.
Well, they never did, to be honest.
Yeah.
To be honest, who knows what the fuck they want now?
What do you think about dating apps, though?
Dating apps. What is it with Aiga?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't really use it much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. It's not even like what's your opinion on it, I guess, from like an objective standpoint, too? Like fucking.
No.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. I right now.
Well, not, it's not even about whether you use them or not. It's just like, what do you think of them?
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Yeah, I got nothing else to add on it.
Yeah,
yeah, it's
fair
the
enough.
same thing.
Fair enough, bro. I hate them, man.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's just, but just social medias in general, that kind of shit. G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a dislike towards that kind of stuff, but I hate dating apps. G. I reckon it's
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's just the way the world works now. So like,
Yeah.
that shit's a thing. I'm not gonna make it disappear.
Yeah. So like, you know how you said like that's like how the world works. Do you think that like with the rate that, for example, the world's going at now in regards to like what we were just talking
The dating
about,
marketplace.
it's just the dating market, like do you think that it will change in a way where both sides are happy, or do you think it's just gonna just stay as it is and just keep climbing?
Nah, it's gonna get worse, G. It's gonna get
It's
worse.
gonna be a war, G.
Developing technology, bro, is just
Yeah.
people are gonna come up with crazier ways to fucking give shortcuts to men and give women more power in the dating marketplace, like sex robots and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's already a thing, G.
Well, they've got like, well, just seeing like all the sex dolls and that being produced, and they're getting like next to like human, like they
Yeah.
look almost
It's crazy, bro.
like identical to a human, like facial structure and everything.
And like that's only now, and like with the like, what is it? You look at computer processors, like. Say it took them 5 years to make one that's X amount powerful. It'll take them 3 years to make one that's twice as powerful. And then like from there it's like 2 years to make one that's twice as powerful as that. And to like it's like what are they? Exponential.
Yeah.
Exponential like technology increase and shit like that. And then with that comes fucking the rest of the development of technology, fucking self-driving cars and shit like that. Bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just gonna trickle down into all of the other little things like socials and fucking sex and dating marketplace.
That's gonna just fuck everything up,
Yeah,
bro.
G.
They're gonna add like dildos in cars now, G.
Bro.
They probably already got it.
Yeah, also to be quite honest.
Well, like cars specifically for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Like an Uber, where like you get the Uber and there's a fucking like sex doll in there and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like you can fill out all your fantasies and stuff. I saw someone talking about like a plan of that kind of shit.
And like that's basically prostitution on wheels, if you think about it.
Bro, social media is prostitution. G. Like
Yeah.
all of this
That's-
dating apps.
That's like soft porn or soft.
It's the same thing. Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah, that kind of stuff is like. It's a dislike, but it's it's the way the fucking world works and shit. Thanks.
Fuck, that's pretty trippy, dude. Like, it makes you like question what would be in the not so far future.
I try not to think about that shit too.
Because
There's this book that I ran into recently called 10 Global Trends. And it's basically just a good news book, eh? Like, you know how people always talking about like deforestation, climate change, all of this, like the world's gonna, like that theory about the world ending in like 50 years and shit like that. Like it's 10 Global Trends pretty much destroys all of that kind of shit, eh? Like there's more rainforests now than there ever has been in the northern hemisphere, and from the year 2000 to 2012, or from year 2000 to 2015, the UN set a goal to half absolute poverty in the world. They did it in 12 years, so they did it 3 years ahead. So the absolute poverty in the world was halved from 2000 to 2012. And it's a little, well, not even a little, like things that don't really fucking aren't widely known.
Yeah, like things we take for granted and
it's just not even taken for granted. It's just people don't fucking know it. But there's still comes running out of fucking climate change, all of that kind of stuff, which is fair because there's a problem and you got to do something about it. But it's like world's looking pretty good now, G. Like there's no slavery and shit. Fucking,
there's still slavery. There's still slavery.
Like it's not like encouraged. It's not like fucking you don't have a slave. Fuck that's fuck we need slaves. That kind of shit. Like that kind of stuff is long gone. Like there's right now. I think it's the first time in how long, like maybe since 1800s or 1700s even, where there hasn't been a war going on right now. Since what, like World War II and shit.
Oh, like a global war.
Yeah, well, just like a actual war. Yeah, there aren't really any wars going on right now. Like there's that stuff in Iraq and shit like that. Yeah, but it's not. It's like civil stuff and everything like that.
Yeah.
Wars where it endangers like fucking
like a large
whole
scale.
continents.
Yeah. So like country, like state of emergency type thing.
It was real fucking uplifting, eh? Seeing that kind of stuff. Too. Like,
on the article, their book.
It's a book, G. So 10 Global Trends. I actually want to read it, bro. I'll give it a proper.
Yeah, especially just hearing more positive shit, eh?
Yeah,
because nowadays it's like media says like highlights negative things or things that we need to do, but they don't highlight the positives that happen in the world, eh? The things that will like encourage people to go do more good things, eh?
Hell yeah.
Like if you keep on surrounding yourself with negative like news and negative thoughts and all of that, of course the things that come from that is gee, what the fuck,
you're gonna be a negative person.
You're gonna be a negative person. But if you think positively and you surround yourself with positive like attitudes and all of that, you are what your environment is, so you'll be like that naturally.
Yeah, but that's like with like the new stuff and all that, all the negative stuff gets more attention than positive.
That's why they do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, like it makes sense as to why they would do that, because people are attracted to hearing negative or drama or some shit like that.
Yeah. Everyone always likes to eavesdrop and everything. Oh, what's the new gossip? What's the new trend to fucking hate on or something? Yeah.
Who's the new person to cancel?
That's one thing.
Cancel culture.
Oh my god.
Let's talk about something. I wanted to bring that up earlier is because like cancel culture, that's like the new thing, especially for like dating as well. Like, bro, like literally I've seen women like run dudes down on the ground bad, like just because they said like something different that affected them, and because everyone's suddenly feminists now. That they were like, nah, you can't do that
bullshit.
And I was like, okay, sweet. So if you're a feminist, can you like tell me why you're a feminist? She says, because I believe this is. Oh yeah, but why? And it's like they get stuck at their front door because everyone, like half of the people that are following this trend are educated, and they know, like
I wouldn't even say half, to be honest.
I'd say half from. Yeah, but agree to disagree. But just saying for now, half of them are educated, and then you've got the mass population that like they try to click on, but then they end up going into a different tangent, and they end up taking it where it shouldn't have been. If that makes sense. Like they blow it out of proportion,
Make it so toxic.
yeah, and then
Extremist.
it's sad because like that person that they're cancelling is like, hey, that person could have been donating like millions of dollars to a charity and shit, and you just cancel that person. And then social media is infectious with it because everyone's got it.
It's more of a power tripping thing, I think, with social
man,
media.
no,
and shit.
it is, man.
It's power
you
tripping.
we
bro.
talked about
Yeah,
this.
Yo,
it's
like-
you give power to the weak, man.
Yeah, you give power to the
That's
weak, and all of a
exactly
sudden,
what
bro, they don't
social
know what to
media
do.
is, bro. You give power, which is in the form of voices, opinions, where you can have an audience. You give power to weak people, and like there's no repercussions for that kind of shit. And then, like all of a sudden, everybody's coming out and they just kind of their real intentions show it, and it's always like some fucking like negative shit or like going at somebody's throats and shit like that. You know?
Yeah, man. Everyone
Just
pops
'cause
out of
the
their
world
mom's
today-
garage and shit.
Yeah, probably because the world, like, just me personally, like, when they gave, like, voices to the weak, it's like their time where they can finally, like, run shit, where they can finally, like, express themselves, and, they've just, fuck, I think I forgot what I was about to say, but yeah, just gave them, like, just power just to talk shit and just down people, and it finally gave them a chance to, like know what it feels like to be strong and to look down on someone and be like, hey, yo, like, you
There's
can't
no
fuck with me.
There's no responsibility
Yeah.
in that kind of
There's
shit.
no-
They think like, a lot of people think like, it doesn't matter if I just post this kind of opinion on social media.
Yo,
and
nothing's
shit
gonna
like
happen
that.
to me. Why? Because it's anonymous.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like, it's like,
Glad that
there's
you
so
covered
much
it.
sickness in that kind of
No
shit.
consequences, no nothing, man.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man.
Bro, social media, man. Just stay away from that shit.
That's
Twitter,
why I don't-
That's the reason why I left for them.
Twitter has to be the most toxic out of all of them.
It's literally the epitome of exactly that, giving the weak people the voice. It's hard, because you want a voice for the weak, because it's like you need everyone along that spectrum of like highly successful to fucking failures. You need to know what's going on between all of them, like in each of their fucking lives, so that you can identify problems and like go about addressing them and fixing them and stuff. It's like, I don't think social media.
What's the solution?
Well, that's not why they made social media in the
Yeah.
beginning, anyways. But it's like, it's your chance to fucking do something, and like at least get across what the problems are and shit like that. But and then they're like, oh yeah, no, fuck, we're talking about the problems and all of this kind of shit. I don't see
There's a point of talking about it, and there's a point of complaining. It's just like,
Oh, there's a point of just lashing out, really. Just because you felt so weak for so long, and you've just suppressed these feelings, and you never had like the strength to like say something back because you were a coward, you were weak, and you weren't courageous to say what you wanted to say because you were suppressing them, because you were afraid of the consequences that would happen in real life confrontation. And then you take it out online because you know that there's no real confrontation. And finally, a coward can be like a strong man in the room, just because
can put on the suit.
he can put on a suit. They're thinking like he's
try
the
on a
man.
suit.
Fuck.
You're not a suit though.
Put on a suit, bro, thinking he's the fucking man, G. Just imagine, bro. Just
That's sick shit.
yo, that's right.
I told you guys before, but I really want to get to a point where, because I believe in the whole thing, like, unless you're making money off of social medias, I don't think you should have it. Or like when I say making money, I mean like some sort of progressive, either in your life or community's life or your family's life or something like that. You're doing something for the wider world, like unless you're
like
doing
basic
something
things like
purpose.
Messenger, but don't have Facebook, because I know there's a lot of people that don't got Facebook, but they got Messenger, and that's alright. Like to me personally, but everything else, bro, fucking toxicity all over, bro.
So I'm really trying to get to that point where it's like, all I'm doing is making money off of social media, like by being me and everything. But I don't want to have anything else to do with social media. If that makes sense. Like
Like
it's
you're
fucking-
cutting the line right then and there.
Yeah, G, yeah. Which I'm working on. I'm getting there and everything. And it's like, when people talk about like, fuck, like, oh, what about like checking up on the bros and shit like that? And it's like, if they're the bro, why don't you
text
just
them, message
why
them,
don't you
yo.
go see them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if they're actually
really
the bro
care,
and shit
yo.
like that.
Jumping on 100
That's actually facts,
fist
though.
punch,
Yeah, that's actually facts. Like, just the whole satisfaction of like seeing someone in person and like conversating with them is more valuable than getting a message saying.
Well, social media is like it's similar to games in the when I say it's a false sense of accomplishment. Like it's like say you follow someone on social media, they follow you back, you watch each other's stories. All of a sudden, you've made this narrative in your head that they're a friend of yours.
yeah.
You don't really know nothing
Exactly.
about them.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
And they don't know nothing about you. All you guys show is what you want to show.
Yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
facts.
Which is the good side,
Yeah.
which is easy and all of that kind of
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, and like again with that fucking voices thing, like you go on social media, you can say all these nice words and shit. I stand for this, I stand for that, but it's like
Do you
it
truly
doesn't
stand for
that
it?
doesn't mean it's in your actual character that you genuinely
Yeah.
stand for that kind of
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean?
Because like when consequences start, like coming out, and then like views start getting split, and you gotta like pick your view and you gotta stand with it. Can't flake with it.
Your heart, because that just takes away from the integrity of
Yeah.
your values,
Of like
your
the whole
ethics.
point of being there in the first place. Like,
Your heart.
like one thing I want to touch on is the Black Lives Matter thing.
Oh, your
Right, the
heart.
amount of people that I've seen that were Black Lives
Matter.
Matters activists was astonishing.
Yo, bro, it was crazy, eh?
And I was like, bro, you got guys that are wearing Polynesian Panther like insignias and like clothing, but they've never done anything for like
Yeah.
the community or
Yeah.
anything.
That's what I mean, G. They like it's a false sense of accomplishment.
they
they
all
want to
like
look
hype.
a certain way.
Yeah. And it's like
Bunch of
because
talk, no action.
yeah, like with our day and age, especially in New Zealand, and like how we're growing with just in a sense where we're waking up in a way where we know that we have power in numbers and that our voice will be heard if we work together. But then you got people that just be like, oh, look at all these people, they're going to a march. Oh yeah, I'm pissed up and that. And then you see them 6 months later and they're not doing what they're saying they're doing about like another protest. Like you had them walking down Queen Street, but you didn't have them at what's it called? Out at when they had the protest. What was it? Out of Mangry.
He wants to, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Right.
In Mata, I was like, bro, I didn't see you guys there. I was there when they had the cops like rush us from the fields. I was like, bro, you guys weren't there. Like,
It's like they want to be a part of the crowd just to be accepted and
yeah,
just to
it's
be
just basically
just a
what
false
Jules was
sense of
saying,
acceptance, eh, really, and just to feel like, oh yeah, these guys are on my side,
Yeah.
they're with me, like I can feel strong, I can feel courageous because these people are with me.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like when everyone's like doing their own thing and
Yeah.
they will disperse, then it's like, oh yo, I gotta find something else.
Yeah.
And it's just like, bro, the fuck, like you got no integrity in your values. Like I can't even look at you as like a person I can fuck with just because you don't carry yourself. Because everyone has different opinions.
Yeah.
Everyone has different ethics and morals.
Yeah.
But how you stand by them,
exactly.
and
And how you hold yourself.
and how you hold them with integrity and respect.
Yeah.
It's like basically the way I think about it is, if you can't live by it and respect your principles or your morals or your ethics, you're like kind of disrespecting yourself in a way. And if you're disrespecting yourself in a way, how would you be able to respect me?
Yeah,
for
or
my
respect
different
someone
ethics?
else.
Yeah, exactly like that.
It all starts from you.
There's a thing about maybe it's getting a bit too complicated, but try not to if I can. So I seen someone talking about identity. You know, there's like identity politics and like fucking political correctness, all of that, which it's all bullshit. You know,
Facts.
Left wing,
all of
right
that.
wing.
But,
100% facts.
It's like it's basically someone asking someone who's like a champion for like identity politics and political correctness and all that kind of shit. They're asking them like what they think identity is and stuff, and essentially they were like, oh, it's like what I stand for, what I believe in, all that kind of shit, like how I care about myself and all of that kind of shit. And it's by the end of the argument, pretty much it was like, your identity isn't what you think you are. It's your identity is the things that you do for the outer world. Like essentially, your identity is what people around you perceive
Identify
you
you as
you know what I mean? And they perceive you as somebody that does things. So it's like say I'm fucking, like if I say like I'm a feminist and all that kind of shit, or I believe in this or that, it doesn't really say, that's not really my identity. But if I say I make clothes, I'm like a fucking designer or that kind of shit, you know what I mean? Which is something that I actively do. That's an actual action that I take. That's your identity. And then I think it's important for people to know that, because then it's like you take away the power of what you say like contributes towards your character, if that makes sense. Like it's not even about what your verbal opinion is, it's about what you actively do. You know what I mean? And then that kind of goes back to the thing, like if you really stand for something, you'll you'll do some sort of action towards progressing that whatever it is that you stand for. You know, what I mean? You're not gonna sit here and fucking say shit.
Yeah.
You're gonna do something.
Yeah, and that just reminds me of the whole shit of like we were talking last week about the humble shit. Like I've seen like way too many people just come up with I'm a humble dude and all of that shit, but that's not going to be the way that other people perceive you. It's the way that you carry yourself, hold yourself, and they will determine whether or not you are humble or not.
Yeah. Yeah, If you're humble, it's on the other people around you. If you're anything, bro, it's they're like you don't decide what you are. The people you surround yourself with decide what you are,
and they will speak louder for you. Like your identity. Like that's what I've like figured out. Like if people say that you're humble, like they'll say it to another person. Oh yeah, this guy's all of that. Like
and
they will actually speak for
Yeah.
you, and like what you said, it's just more believable.
it's like you don't achieve that by fucking talking, bro. You achieve it by doing something.
Your hearts.
See, like me coming up to you, be like, oh, gee, bro, I went and bought this dude some like food, bro. He was like asking for coins and shit. Bro, I felt pretty good. That was my good deed. Like that kind of shit. Like that's cool. Like you being good and everything was all good, but then you going and telling someone that, and then rather than, for example, you just go and do it, don't boast about it, and then Aiga goes, gee, bro, the bro James, he just finished buying this dude some food, bro. Fuck, I think that was his last coins too, but gee, he's pretty cool, he's a cool dude. Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think just personally for me, it just takes away from like the good deed, and the reason why it takes away from it is because you're trying to get attention, you're trying to get validation for your good deed.
Validation.
I guess it depends on your intention.
Yeah, it's intentions.
It's one thing to do something good and spread the word so that you can encourage other people to do something, or like any sort of positive thing. But if you do it for anything other than that, then it's a bit of a fault on your part. But you know, like people, I don't know. Like you never get away with anything in life, G. Ever. Like if you're not actually about that, bro, it'll eventually come up.
Yeah.
You know?
It's
the way that the world works, bro. You can't get away from nothing, bro.
Man,
Fuck these people listening to us on the other side, bro. Bro, there's an FBI agent listening to us on these phones, bro. You're not gonna get away with shit, bro. Bro, you text someone, bro, there's gonna be someone that records you from like the towers and shit, bro.
Bro,
you're not gonna get away with
you can't get away from the satellite, G. How the fuck are you gonna get away from life, eh?
Yeah.
fact.
It's like even outside of all the technology shit. Like if you're not a good person or if you're a bad person, it's gonna slip up eventually. And it's good, bro. It's gonna fucking have its consequences. And
and that's
if you're a bad person, you're not gonna deal with those consequences properly. And you're done type shit.
It's gonna hit you in a way where it's gonna affect you more than you thought it would.
And that's what, like, I believe, like, with social media, like, you know how people, when they come on with a new outlet and all, or like a new platform and all of that, and they try to be kind, spread positivity, and they be like positive vibes only, and then they slip up, and then people are like just bashing on them, like because they weren't the person that they thought they were. And like, let's say, like just for artists that they try and spread positivity, but like if there's someone like Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they've been like who they were from day one, and they've been getting attention, but like no one's been like trying to cancel them or anything because they've been just like that from like day one. So.
But then Logan got cancelled.
Logan.
But then he redeemed himself, so he had like a redemption arc and shit. But it did help with KSI and that, doing the boxing match and everything. But I get the general idea and shit. Just being yourself from the start and shit.
Being
just
yourself
so
from
you
the
don't
start.
have to change in the future, and then people will be like, oh shit, weren't you like this before? Shit.
Oh boy,
My bad, bro.
But I do agree with that. Just be yourself from the start, because otherwise people will just naturally notice it.
Essentially, the challenge is take inventory of who you are. If there's anything about you that you don't like, change it. And then all of the other shit kind of comes with it. Not like I'm fucking one to give advice, bro, but that's it doesn't take much to look at the whole narrative of all of this shit and be like, alright, that's the way out. That's the way to fucking not be one of those cunts that champions something on socials or just even in word but doesn't actually give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? And it's like, if you don't give a fuck about it, it's all good. You don't have to. You don't have to fucking pretend like you care about BLM or EHO.
Yo, how say chuck it up on your bio, just so people can see it and just be like, oh yeah.
Like you don't have to, if you don't actually care, G, you don't have to care. That doesn't mean you're a dick. It just means like that happens to be something you don't care about. Like, obviously, something traumatic and pretty heavy and fucking, wrong is gonna, like, you're gonna have some sort of, you're gonna feel some type of way about it. It doesn't fucking matter what you say, type shit. Like, how do I say it?
Unless you're doing something, or like actively doing something towards to solve the problem, then like.
And that doesn't mean don't do nothing. Don't say nothing, but it's like, just don't say nothing if you're not gonna do nothing. Like if you're gonna end up just doing nothing. It's like that's
it just saves you the trouble of just shooting yourself on the foot.
Saves the world too, bro. Why the fuck would a bunch of active, like, say I'm here standing for something and I got all of these cunts behind me doing that same shit. And then, like, when it push comes to shove, there's no one there. Like, what the fuck?
Everyone gets flaky.
Like, what the fuck? That's sick for me, G. That's sick for everybody who actually gives a fuck about this kind of stuff. Like, do the world a favor, just fucking.
And you just wasted like your time as well, like talking to him and thinking, oh,
well, if you're that kind of person, fuck your time anyways. Like, you're a sick cunt. Like, but just don't fuck up other people and what they think. What they stand for, what they believe in, just because you want to look like you're a part of it, because you care too much about other people's perceptions of you or whatever.
Well, facts, G. Suffer the right way, not the wrong way.
And I think that keep that same energy comes into play, to be honest.
Something like that, bro. We'll just have the energy from the start. Don't be fucking, don't do all that extra shit.
And if you like truly believe in something, like you should like stand by it, because if you like truly believe it, you'll act upon it, and it'll be kind of like a principle to you.
It shows you that you respect your decision, and that you know your decision is more than yourself.
It's like respect to yourself as well.
It's worthwhile.
But then when you've got people that they identify that's like that's like the higher road to choose, and then they get to like 75% of the way and they flake out. It's like you're contradicting yourself.
You just gave up? You just gave up on yourself? You disrespected yourself? Like,
you disrespected what you stood for.
Which
is apparently supposed to be something that is bigger than you and all that.
And then
you couldn't give a fuck.
And then you wasted your fucking time. Like giving a fuck about it. So what the hell?
It's not like, we didn't talk about this in a way like a, not so much in a fucking like trying to attack people. It's just like a criticism made. That's I feel noteworthy.
It's just something just to take. It's like something just to take on board. It's just like for those that are in that predicament. It's like, if you are about it, then be about it. Like, if you're like down to like like make your voice heard, then by all means. Like, I respect you either way, regardless. But
just make sure your voice is the real you, not like some fucking adapted.
Not some washed out version of my story from a week ago of me telling about like like politics and that. But at the end of the day, it's like up to that person whether or not they feel that they fit in or something like that. But all in due time, I guess. So,
maybe we'll get there one day.
Maybe. Fingers crossed, man.
I don't think I'll be alive to see it, but
I don't even know where. I'm too. At this point, I don't really go fuck.
Hey, we love the honesty. We love the honesty.
It's just because like if I was to care about something, or if I was to give a fuck about it, I would want to understand it. At this point, I don't understand it, so I can't like. I don't want to stand up for something I don't understand.
Especially like when it comes to all of like topics that involve like political correctness.
Bro. I can't be trying to correct myself all the time, man. I ain't fucking perfect, man. But it is what it is, Fucking, if I'm wrong, someone's probably gonna be right, Fucking.
I hate that, I hate like when people say, "Nah, you're wrong." How the fuck do you know I'm wrong? It's like,
well, sometimes you are wrong, Sometimes,
but like it's like, how you have those like, if you look at it from a different view, then it looks right, but they can't see it, and like that's cool. That's cool. Like, you know, they don't see what I'm trying to get through to them, and like, you know, sometimes what you're describing, you may not have the words for it.
Yeah.
But like, I hate it when you get stuck in that position where you do that and then they just drum you for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, bro. It was this time like a few years ago. Or maybe I was like fresh out of school or some shit. I was Shy. I was with Shy, my tattoo guy. First day I met him actually was the day after he gave me my first tattoo. First day I met him, you know Shay.
Yeah.
First day I met him, he gave me a tattoo.
Yeah.
Stayed over, we fucking kicked it. The next morning, we woke up, I went outside for a smoke, and then this lady walks past the house, and Shay goes to her, he's like, "Oh, have a good day, beautiful." And like, that was that. And then one of the girls that we were with, she comes out, she's like, "That was fucking sexist. Like, don't say that, don't do that kind of shit. Like, that's like harassment."
Fuck.
That kind of shit. But I can't remember exactly why I brought that up. But just the whole thing about like political correctness and shit.
Yeah.
Like, did she explain why or anything?
She tried to, and it didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't even know why. This was before all of that, like political correctness was even like a topic to really induce yourself on.
Yeah.
But like, I just knew it was wrong. I was like, no, there's something about what you're saying that's wrong. Like what she said, that's wrong, because he was trying to do something. Like he was doing something out of kindness, niceness. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be faulted for doing something out of kindness. That was like, in no way is that wrong. Like I don't see how, you know what I mean? Like it doesn't. I can't see what she's seeing. Type shit.
Yeah.
But she's like, oh no, it's like women get harassed all day, like all the time, everywhere, that kind of shit, and you're just adding to the like I'm sure that woman had like a bunch of experiences in her lifetime. You just added onto it, that kind of shit.
No, that's her experience.
And like,
that's just
I think it's starting like with political correctness. It's like more like people are just one-sided. It's like kind of like a verbal war, really.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, I'll stand on this side, you stand on that side. I'm gonna like kill you verbally with these words to try and like diminish what you stand for and all of that shit.
Yeah, that's why they start attacking people.
Yeah, that's why they start attacking people, and it doesn't really, because if you want to sort something, you debate about it. Because when you debate about it, you understand it. You come up with rebuttals.
break it down.
Yeah, you break it down to like minuscule things, but the core is intact and all of that. But now it's just like you're just saying shit just to say shit and just to hurt the other person, not to come to an understanding or not to come to a fine middle ground really about what's great about this aspect or what's great about that aspect. You just want to cut everything about that aspect down without really like addressing everything within it. And it's like, it's like that's what I believe that nowadays modern society has gone to. It's not really, you don't even really want to understand anymore. It's just you just want to think that you're right, just so that you can say that you're right.
If you know that every conversation you have is gonna end up in somebody fucking cussing you out and trying to attack you, and some like even going down to like your insecurities and shit like that, what the fuck is the point? Like, is it worthwhile and everything?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Moral of the story is, fuck these hoes.
Fuck these hoes, but the good girls, holla at your boy.
No, fuck that, G.
I'll wait 3 years for you.
I'm still fucking winning with my left hand.
I'll wait 3 years for you. For out there 3 years, my right hand's gonna be active.
Yeah, man. There's political topics, man. There's a long ones, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man.
I still need to like inform, like just learn shit about it. Like, I know exactly what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, man.
Your hearts.
Same here, man. Fucking.
You don't even have to, bro. I
I
know
don't
you don't like that shit.
Yeah,
You
man.
know,
It's just never really dabble on it.
Yeah, bro.
Because I just feel it doesn't apply to my life here.
Yeah.
You know, I choose how I look type shit.
you're just focus on you, really type thing. If it concerns you, then
Well, that's the solution to
Yeah,
it.
that's basically it.
if it
You just
concerns
focus on you.
If it doesn't affect you,
why
like
bother?
I understand, like, you know, you feel a type of way about it, but that's you.
It's more like everything you do has a consequence. Like be willing to accept the consequences and take responsibility for that kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all. That's like, I feel like if you boil it down to fucking crystal meth type shit.
Yeah.
That's
Just
all that's
check
left
yourself
stage.
before you wreck yourself.
That
right?
kind of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's buzzy, G.
Yeah, that's
Gee, that was trippy. I like that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Mm.
You don't have to make the world so complicated. It could just be like simple as that.
Hard.
Just you know.
We start with you, eh? That's like
Yeah.
if you not like I'm trying to give advice or anything like that, but
Yeah.
it's from what I've learned, bro, and in my own personal experience, start with you.
Yeah.
That's it. Check
Start
yourself
with you.
out.
Focus on yourself.
yeah, man.
And if everyone focused on themselves and just, you know, helped.
Bro, imagine how good the world would be.
Bruh.
Just imagine if everybody would just spend like a week just be like, alright, I'm gonna fix this about myself. Just imagine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that person in the mirror.
Yeah.
Yo, Hans, look that person in the
Too
mirror.
busy looking
Yeah.
at others, yeah.
But then again, you might have those people that be like, yeah, let's change the world, and they could be a psychotic motherfucker. And then,
Yeah, well, that's happened. Yeah, but like if everybody just kind of focused on themselves, they'd know this guy. They'd see everything for what he actually is. And they wouldn't be like giving him power and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yo, Hans.
That's not gonna happen, of course. But you know,
Yeah.
but knowledge is key, bro. Straight up,
yeah,
I
hell
reckon.
yeah.
Like the more you learn about yourself and the more you understand yourself, the more you can make, how would you say, calculated decisions.
Yeah, I seen this funny little thing the other day. Like, the verse that I took was the calculated, eh?
Yeah.
Like the next, well, like underneath it, it was like an edit. Like, oh, apparently I'm bad at math. Like, it was some shit about like getting girls and shit like that. Eh? He was like, he just said something that he did. And he's like, yeah, I took a calculated risk today. Apparently I'm pretty bad at
Damn. Risk management. Oh, shit.
Free the homie that got.
Yeah, whoever that guy
Freedom,
is,
freedom.
you made some people laugh.
You made a difference in the world, even if it was only for a short time.
Hey,
No, long
at least you
time.
took the time to try and calculate it. Like, fuck.
Hey man,
Just get a calculator.
You know, the wisest man was once the biggest fools.
That's a fact.
I like that.
Nah.
Gee, I actually
Always
got that
keep
from
that
work.
in mind.
I actually got that from work. It was actually
What
said
was
as
it
a
saying?
comeback.
The wisest man was once upon a time a fool or something.
Yeah, it was once
Oh,
upon a
yeah.
time a fool.
Yeah.
It's
Over here,
true.
yeah.
That's
Like,
true.
The situation that I always look at is fucking Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
He abolished slavery at a time where it was still like
Peak.
it was the social norm type shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't peak. I think it was just like kind of slowing down and everything. And it's like cunts were actually looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it's like, you come to the world today, G, like that guy's a fucking praised genius. And like,
Yeah.
well, not a genius, but he's like,
Like prolific.
yeah, he's like, fuck, he's the good guy and everything like that. Yeah. But once upon a time, he was an idiot.
Yeah.
You know,
I constantly looked at him like, the fuck you up to? All of that kind of shit, bro.
Bro, what's like the funniest like quote you guys heard in your guys' life?
Fuck. That one. That one was fucking cracker.
And I don't know why this one sounds funny because I heard it on Drake's song. Yeah, but a wise man once said nothing at all.
Nah, you know what, too? I actually, of that whole song, that's the one thing
Yeah,
that
the one
what song was this?
I don't even fucking
Fuck
remember.
yeah, I
to be honest.
forgot what the-
That's,
You've heard it, man.
You've heard it. It's a popular one, too.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if it's got features or some shit like that, but
I saw he says some random shit here.
it does, bro.
Nah,
That
but
one's
he-
real, G. But that
Yeah.
fucking, like, girl, you said you're a lesbian. Girl, me too. Some
Yeah,
shit like that, G. I'm like,
what
what the
some
fuck is this?
You fucking hell.
bastard.
Fucking sippy.
Fuck that.
Wise man once said nothing at all.
I can't remember. I want to find that song.
Yo, hard times. That'll be mission for next time.
Fuck, I didn't have a quick, but I got like a moral of a story type thing. So it's like there was this Native American. Oh fuck, I fucking love this story. It's like there was this Native American and he basically, so he was at a campfire with his grandson, and he was telling his grandson about a story of the two wolves.
Two wolves.
The two wolves. Two wolves.
So whoops.
But yeah, like he told the story and then he was like saying, like during the winter there was two wolves and one wolf was basically just dying out and then froze to death.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
that wolf was basically like it represented like, you know, everything good in the world, like, you know, happiness, love, like modesty and all of that. And then the other wolf was same thing, frozen as well, but it was dying. But the only way that he could save the wolves was to feed it. So that one wolf was like, you know, happiness, love, modesty, humble, everything good in the world. Another wolf was like your ego, your like your anger, like all your negative shit.
Security.
In order to save the wolf, you had to feed the wolf. And what the grandson said to his granddad, he was like, "Oh, which wolf survived?" And then he said, "Well, it's basically the wolf that you feed." And then when I saw that, I was like, "What do you mean by that? You feed a wolf, yeah, it's gonna come back to life, yeah, wow." But then it's like, if you feed the wolf, like, you know, the bad wolf, feed the ego, and that you become that wolf. And then that wolf becomes your companion, and then that's stuck with you for life. And then like I kept on breaking it down to a point where it's like, if you give in to your like evil urges, you're gonna become an evil person. If you give in to your like, you know, pure, innocent, and like good like urges, that's the person you're gonna become as well. So I was like, the more and more I kept on thinking of it, the more and more I got this idea of balance. And it's like, in order for good to happen in this world, bad has to follow. So you do something good during today, something bad has to follow. And I kid you not, G, trust me, G, like balance is crazy, because like if you keep it in the back of your head and you go through your normal day, you'll be surprised that like if you have something shit happen that day, maybe the next day you'll have something really good happen. And then the way that I took that is, I took that back to the good luck, bad luck kind of thing, you know, no-fap and that. I was like, bro, when I was fapping, bro, fuck next day or that same day, fuck, had all the bad shit happen to me. That was me feeding into the bad wolf.
Well, it's like it's a thing that you invested your energy. That's what it is, to feed something. Is to invest your energy into.
So like when I did that, and then I thought to myself again, I was like, bro, fuck, it's all these things, and then I keep remembering that story, and it's like, just remember which wolf you feed. So same thing I could try and implement in my life is like, be careful which type of energy pool you try to invest yourself in, because then that's who you become. But yeah, that is my wonderful little story. But the
Crack up, Jim.
Yeah.
It was calculated. It was calculated.
It was calculated.
Anything from you?
Got
You
a
don't even
story,
have
G?
to.
Any stories, man?
Got a story?
You gotta do there was a Samoan guy, a Maori guy, and a Tongan guy.
This is special,
Got a
man.
story? G?
I got a story.
So Samoan Maori guy and a Tongan guy walk into a bar.
One guy goes down the slide.
One goes on the roof. Which one survived? Nah.
Oh my god.
I found the crack up.
KSI.
Should say. God knows it.
Introducing all the way from Sonic, the Robotnik. Introducing all the way from London, the Nightmare, KSI.
Fucking
Oh my god.
we have to say that, eh? Fuck. We've been talking seriously, eh? Fuck. Got to say some jokes, eh?
Nah, sorry, man, my mind's fucking. I'm pretty dirty. Yo, Fibbers, we bastard.
That's James. Fucking yo. Latest.
Got KSI and
Dr. Robotnik.
Go fuck yourself, girl. Go follow us, your shit.
Dr. Robotnik.
Alright. Latest.